is the Big O Show. This 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 is the Big O Show.
Alrighty. Welcome aboard, boys and girls. Yes, sir, from the beautiful dealership that is Craig Zinn's Acura of Pembroke Pines. It's a good morning. It's a good Friday morning. It's the day after the schedule has been released. We got a lot of things to talk. No, I'm not going to be going what wins and losses, and I'm not playing that game. I never play the schedule game anymore. I used to do that years ago, but now I just, to me, it's a waste of time. You have no idea. Could anybody on the schedule pick in Week 17 the Dolphins beating the Patriots? No, I'm sure everybody that played that stupid-ass schedule game had the Dolphins losing in Week 17 at the Patriots, correct? That's why I say this. I'm not going to play the schedule game, but I will tell you this. I don't know how long it's been since the Miami Dolphins handed the New England Patriots 2 straight losses, but that's happening in Week 1 because they beat them in Week 17. So they're going to beat them in Week 1. I mean, they beat them with Tom Brady, and they beat them with less talent. Now they've got more talent, and they don't have Tom Brady. I kind of like the Dolphins in that game. I think the Patriots are favored by 6.5, if I'm correct. I'm also taking the Dolphins and the points in that game. I'm not going to play the schedule game, but I've been playing this already for a while. I'm on record. Things are going downhill for the Patriots. Okay? He doesn't have Tom Brady. I'm sorry. Look, I wanted Stidham for the Dolphins. I like the kid as a project, but he's still a project in his second year, and he hasn't started. So I don't expect him to come out like a world beater and start lighting it up here. That's more the aura of the Patriots. That's more the history of the Patriots. And I feel that that's the trap that a lot of people are falling into, that they keep going back on the track record. And we already had this conversation about 2008 when somebody comes to you with the lazy line, well, they went 11-5 with Matt Castle. Just the next, we did that, and I don't even know if I still have, if those notes are so old that I wasn't, let me see if I still have them. But I mentioned to people, the players that were on that team back in those days? That's why they ended up going 11-5, because they only needed Matt Castle to make a couple plays. You know what I mean? Hey, Trent Dilfer, make a couple plays and we'll win a Super Bowl. Hey, Ryan Tannehill, make a couple plays and we can get all the way to the AFC Championship game. That kind of stuff. That's all they needed. It wasn't because Matt Castle and Tom Brady made Matt Castle this incredible quarterback, because if he was an incredible quarterback, he would have actually continued to be great and would have led other teams. And obviously, he did not do that, and that's because he was never a great quarterback. I think this was a while ago when we had this conversation, And
I was going to say, yeah, it seems like it's more than 3 or 4 weeks ago, man.
Yeah, I'm trying to. I have my notes here.
It may even be more.
From prior shows, but my last show, April 4th, was the last show I have here. So I have a lot of notes. So this was before April 4th when we were talking about it. But I gave you the list of names on that team, and it is night and day to what they have now. And so I think actually the Dolphins are going to win in week 1. I really do. I think they're going to end up being the better team right there in that. Well, I mean, you look at what happened in week 17. And clearly the Patriots were better, and yet they couldn't beat the Dolphins with Tom Brady. I get that Belichick has earned that right to have that respect, and I get it. I understand, but I look at his roster and I look at what he's got there, and I just don't see a team that's really going to not even be 500. I think this is going to be a real wake-up call for Belichick. Now, maybe in the end he's got 10 wins and he's laughing at us, and I got egg on my face, and I'm the idiot for degrading the Patriots and downplaying what I think they're going to be, but that's where I land. That when I saw that, I go, I'm glad they got him in week 1. Get it out of the way, send a message that this division is changing, that Miami is going to become one of the better teams in this division. This year, I got to give Buffalo the edge. You know what I mean? They won 10 games last year, and there's no Brady now in the division. So I got to give Buffalo that edge because I think they've got a better team at this moment than the Miami Dolphins. I don't buy Josh Allen. I don't think that they're ever going to make any kind of impact in the playoffs with that kind of quarterback. But their team, their running game, their defense is good enough that they should win this division. But in a crazy way, I would not be surprised if the Dolphins are kind of challenging for it. You know, and that's where when I saw week 1, I was like, okay, I like it. I like it. Dolphins open up against New England in New England. They beat them last year when New England needed it more than anything else. This team is not going to go into week 1 with the same kind of confidence because they don't have TB12. And you can talk up all, the offseason is all about hype. Everybody's great in the offseason. Everybody's fantastic. Everybody's going to have the greatest year of their lives. That's how it always is at the beginning of every season. So I get that, and so people can tell me all they want about Stidham and all that, but he has not played yet. He has not proven himself yet. And that's why I like the Dolphins in week 1. I really do. Let's see. Dominic says, I'm wondering if we will see Tua versus Murray or Tua versus Burrow. It would be interesting. I don't think we'll see Tua versus Burrow because that's on December 6th, right? Where it would be maybe by December we could. I don't know. There's a chance. Small, but there's a chance. Big O, I agree. It's over for Belichick. We'll see, right? We will see. I think it is. As long as Fitzpatrick plays the way he did last year, we're due for a decent year. I agree. If he doesn't turn over the ball, I'm with you all the way. John Rouse is in the house. Dwayne, the dynasty begins now, says, hello, Big O. Thank you, sir. Marco Valdez is chiming in, Flipside Fishing. Dwayne, the dynasty says, do you see a roster spot for Baker or Eguavon? Yeah, no doubt. Eguavon could add depth at linebacker. Yes. Troy Ortiz is chiming in from Portland, Oregon. Lewis Jones says, what's up, Big O? This defense has been on my mind. I think we can be great along with how Flores game plan for other teams from his days in New England. Dominic says, that's just lazy. What else? We got to talk about your favorite topics, COVID. I don't know. Is that for me, Dominic? Big O, how many wins the Finns get? I don't know that yet. I got to wait till the training camp is over. I got to see what the injuries are. and then I'll give you some kind of a bad guess.
Whatever you guess, I'm adding 5.
Like I said, a bad guess. Clee Torres, it's BS to make the Dolphins play away for both the opener and closer of the 2020 season. Don't worry about that, dude. This isn't, here's another thing that's developed in the last, 12 hours since this whole thing happened. And I've had Dolphin fans reaching out to me, Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, all over the place. We didn't get enough primetime games. And it's true. I mean, Bills' sorry-ass Bears are on Monday night twice. We're not even on once. But my message to Dolphin fans is, this is not the year, man. This is a year where you could have changes in the schedule, all kinds of delays, everything. This is a shortened off season. The Dolphins are full of young players. I'm good with that, man. I'm good with the Dolphins only with one primetime game in Jacksonville. That's fine, man. I don't need you to show off the Dolphins right now. The Dolphins are in the middle of a rebuild. You know what I mean? So, to me, when you put the Dolphins on primetime, I want them to look good. I want them to be a contender. I want them to be a primetime team like they used to be. And they're probably another year or two away from that. So, this is year 2 of the rebuild. Why do we need to put the Dolphins on national television for rebuilds? To me, any Dolphin fan that's hung up on this, we didn't get enough primetime games, don't worry about it, man. We'll get them, trust me. We'll get them. But they're not a primetime team right now. So if they want to put somebody else, like Bills Bears, they've got Khalil Mack. So they've got like this stud defense, and it's a primetime defense. So that's what they want to put out there, and so be it. That's fine. But eventually, they know Tua probably won't play a lot this year. Maybe not at all. So you don't have your star guy at quarterback. I think the Dolphins are a year away from getting more of those kind of primetime games. And you also have to understand this. In the last 5 to 10 years, the Dolphins, whenever they've been given primetime slots, it's been terrible. Hasn't been a good thing. So right now, it's not a big deal. It's not important. It's not something you should worry about. What you should worry about is hoping that the team stays healthy throughout whatever training camp and preseason they have, and then that Tua's progress continues along with the offensive line so you can get him on the field at some point this season to get his feet wet, to get him a little bit more acclimated to the NFL and those kind of things, and get you prepared for 2021. When Tua does take over, and then you become more of a primetime team. And then the next time you are on those Monday night games, they're Monday night games that they're not using you as a novelty, that they're not putting you on because you got a star rookie, but your team is still kind of crappy, but they want to showcase the rookie. That's not what we want. We want the Dolphins back on primetime because they belong on primetime and because they can perform on a stage like that. And right now, they're not ready for that. So, to me, any fan that's kind of hung up on all this primetime stuff, you got to let it go, man. You got to let it go. It's not that big a deal. There'll be a time and a place for everything, and watching this team take that next step, I think will be a lot of fun. And I think that's where we're going to get our pleasure, is if the offensive line develops and Austin Jackson becomes your starting left tackle. And if Robert Hunt can become the right tackle. All these things. Where is Flowers at? Dieter? All these kind of cats. Let's see where they're at. You know what I mean? So that's what we've got to find out now. That's what's going to get me excited. That Preston Williams comes back and proves that last year wasn't an aberration, and he's out there kicking ass. And that Devontae Parker, gets Asante Samuel, right? Is it Asante Samuel? What's the name of the top cornerback for the Patriots? That Devontae just undressed last year.
It's not Samuels.
It's not Samuels. That's why I kind of felt weird when I was saying it.
That's a little once upon a time.
Yeah, not Asante. What was it? But it's something like that, right? It's something like that. But anyway, so here we go. I think I got it. Stephon Gilmore. There we go. Get Stephon. I want to see Devontae Parker come back and abuse Stephon Gilmore over and over and over again like he did in that last game. That's the stuff that's going to get me excited. That's the stuff that's going to get me pumped up. Can you show the Facebook I sent you? Huh? I've got to even check Facebook, my brother. I have no idea what you sent me. But I'll try to look it up if I can. Dominic Veluso, I'm not worried about Josh Allen. He's got to go against X and Jones. LOL, good luck to him. What worries me about the Bills if we can hold at the point of attack to stop the running game. Yes, no doubt. No doubt. I'm tempering my enthusiasm. There are so many new parts, I can't even guess how many games the Finns will win. My only complaint is back-to-back with the Jets. Yeah, that is kind of weird, isn't it? That one is odd. There's they play the Jets, a bye week in the Jets, right? Something like that. What are you going to do, right? Finns will get flexed into primetime once they shock the NFL world. Oh, and a bunch of you came in with Stephon Gilmore. Thank you. Thank you. I agree. People have been asked the question. I've said exactly what you're saying. Miami's defensive line is better, and if so, people won't run on us because the linebackers are stopping the run. Let's hope so. Let's hope so, man. But I just don't worry about the primetime stuff. That'll happen. That'll come as the team gets better. Okay? But when it comes to the week one, I just absolutely loved it, man. I love the fact that they're opening up against the Patriots. Send the message. Think about this. If the Dolphins start week one 1-0 and they beat the Patriots, that's going to just send the message across the league, and it's going to send a direct message to Belichick. Like, holy crap, hold on a second. My disciple beat me in week 17, made me play in the wild card round. And now he comes back the following year. I lose my Hall of Fame quarterback, and he beats me again. That would be pretty. I don't know. Has a Dolphin coach beat Belichick 2 times in a row? I don't know. Think about that. I don't even think I remember that. But that would be a beauty. You end the season with a win against the Patriots, and you start the season with a win against the Patriots. You want to send a message that things are different. That's the one, man. That's the one right there. Right there.
At Gillette, where they're supposed to dominate.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. For our young team to have that much confidence coming out of week one, man, it does totally give the whole season a different perspective.
Yeah. Yep. So looking forward to that. They got the Jacksonville game on a Thursday night. Who knows? Maybe we could go up to that game. I mean, drive to Jacksonville shouldn't be that bad. Do it the day before.
We've done that a few times already.
Yeah. Then we got the 25th Dolphins hosting the Chargers. I doubt you're going to see Tua against Herbert in that one. And the question is, what's Herbert going to look like by that time? Let's say they do start in September on time. what are they gonna? What is Herbert gonna look like in mid-October if he's throwing all kinds of interceptions and making mistakes and things like that? Which I kind of see. I kind of envision a really tough transition for that kid. You guys know I'm not the biggest Herbert guy. I'm not a believer of Herbert. I would have been very disappointed if the Dolphins drafted him. That's the one guy. See, the Tua thing I came around with because he's so good that it's just you have to take the chance. And especially Miami with all the picks they have, it made sense. Herbert made no sense. I couldn't figure out a way of it making sense. Even if you have, 40 other picks, I get it. But I just don't believe in the kid. It's just one of those deals where I don't think he'll ever turn into an absolute star. You know what I mean? So, an absolute star like Stephen D. Philippus yesterday coming through for us in an incredible way on the Super Chat, which thank you all for chiming in like you do every single day and helping us out. Anyway, got a lot of things to talk about on the show. Dolphins, obviously, we've got the other date on there is the Las Vegas Raiders. And so this one is frustrating, I got to tell you, because it's the 26th or the 27th. And the problem I have with this one is it's right around Christmas. So when I saw that yesterday, I turned to the wife and I said, we need to go spend Christmas in Vegas. Are you good with that? She goes, well, I don't know. I mean, it's a long time from now. Are you going to reserve your seats now? And I swear to you, I was going to call last night and find out about plane tickets and all that stuff. And then I'm hearing her, right? So I go, I got to drag your ass out there for Christmas. You got to come out there for Christmas. We could do something different, go hang out in Vegas, all that stuff. But that one's going to be tough for a lot of people, man. That's going to be tough for a lot of fans because family and all that during that time is so important. And you're not flying on Christmas Day. So if the game's on the 26th, you got to fly earlier than that. So I don't know how those of you that plan on traveling, when you saw the Raiders game is right around Christmas, what'd you think? And if I'm correct, the what's it called? The Raiders game is not surrounded by another West Coast game. It's the week before the Buffalo game, which ends the season. And then what's the week before that? Wait
a minute. I'm looking at it right now.
What's before the Raiders?
Dude, we got New England.
Right.
At home on the 20th. The Raiders date on the thing, the time's to be announced.
Right, Saturday or Sunday.
They got no TV either. And it's December 7th, December 27th.
That's what I'm saying.
Which
like we were
would
hoping
be Sunday.
We were hoping that either Denver or Arizona or
San Fran Denver is week 5, 6, and that's San Fran in front, Denver behind it.
I know.
So there is that, like you talked about, 10 days out there and do San Fran Denver combo.
We can kind of do that one.
Looking at it, look, you know where I'm at with the 27th. It's my birthday.
No, I know.
I would love to be.
That's if it's on the 27th.
Right. Yeah, because that time of the year, they do the Saturday, Sunday thing. And I think that's why there is no TV and there is no time.
Well, it's a flex.
It's TB, right.
It's a flex. So we'll either be on either time on Saturday or 1 o'clock on Sunday.
And that's the thing, to get out there early. Friday is Christmas, the 25th. So
you have to get there on the 24th.
And Noche Buena, dude, you're gonna leave with all the pigs roasting in town? Come on, brother.
That's my point. Like they put that date. That's the worst date of them all for the Raiders game, and it's the one I want to go to. Actually, more than any of them, that's the one I want to go to. It's Vegas, baby.
See, I'm looking at it like I got.
And like my wife is bored with Vegas, so I got
Christmas Eve, Obviously, we'll be at a couple of houses and get some pork. Got Christmas Day. My birthday maybe being in Vegas. New Year's 4 days later. Bro, I'm going to have a great week.
It's crazy. Flipper13 says, Big O, Dolphin Nation in Vegas is strong. We will pack the house. I agree, but, man, it really screws it up during the holidays. Clarence says, we're definitely in the playoff mix. What do you guys think? Alex Toledo says, Herbert is a deer in headlights, my dude. I agree. I think it's going to be ugly for him in the NFL. I really do.
In relation to the Vegas game, I'm looking at it on ESPN, and tickets are as low as $259.
Oh, yeah.
So this is a wanted commodity.
Oh, yeah, no, definitely. Adam says, I'm Jewish. It doesn't bug me. I've flown on Xmas Day before, and it's been a breeze. You're right.
You know what? Oh, maybe Christmas Day is the day to fly less people. Everybody's where they're going to be, right?
Yeah.
So you have less corona, just less issues.
I wonder if you can. Do that. That may sound, Pellegrino says, can't travel with COVID. Well, COVID's gone by then, dude. I mean, we're going to be traveling already pretty soon. Things are opening up already. I mean, the numbers go down every day. So we have squashed this thing. The question is, how much does it get revitalized later on in the winter? But hopefully people will continue some of their habits and they will, kind of stay virus-free. Let's hope.
Ramping up testing and ramping up lab work, trying to figure out the antibodies, all that, putting everything full force,
Yep. Flying on Christmas or Thanksgiving are amazing. Really? Okay. All right.
Well, Bro, what we could do? We could get the last flight out Christmas night on that Friday, because if the game happens to be Saturday, it'll be in the afternoon. We'll get in, Friday night, Saturday morning.
So we're just flying in for the game?
No. Well, you want to be home for the holidays, man. So fly out on Christmas Day in the afternoon, evening, after everything's done. And we get to Vegas, and we got Friday night, Saturday. If the game is Saturday, then we get the game, and then Sunday, Monday, whatever. Stay through New Year's. And do the show from Tommy Rockers. What do you think?
I got to do something. I don't know when it is. John is asking, Bill's birthday is the 27th of December. Let's see. Radically says, Christmas Eve is a great time to fly. Fares are cheap and planes are empty. Yeah, but I'm Latin. That's a problem. Christmas Eve is not a good day for me to fly. Although, I mean, whatever. I could just
leave. Growing up in dude, I want to be here for Noche Buena. I don't want to leave. There's too many porks going on, bro. Come on, man. The China box setup and all.
I know, but I've had enough pork in my lifetime that I've my problem is, I don't know what the concert schedule is like in Vegas. We don't know exactly the day it is, the 26th or the 27th. I don't like going out west for a couple of days. I have to go for a week. So I got to drag my wife, and it has to be that week she's off.
The holidays, you want to be with the wife, man.
Right.
I'm going to say this. I'm going to call the wife, get her mom to make the special beans on Christmas Eve so you can't leave on Christmas Eve.
I don't know, man. I don't know. That's the thing. I don't know how we make the plans. RPI Prince TV says, love me some Big O. Got my headphones in because my wife is like you watching him again. LOL. Thank you, my brother. I appreciate you watching us out there. All right, let's do this. We are out here at Craig Zinn's Acura of Pembroke Pines, 15601 Pines Boulevard, just off of I-75 and Pines. And remember, they've got the Acura loyalty program going on. You can get $500 up to $2,000 off your purchase or lease of a new Acura. So if you own or lease one right now and you're looking to buy or lease another, we've got the loyalty program going on right now. First responders, military veterans, $750 off. Graduates, you get $500 off. So think about this. if you're a nursing graduate and you're a veteran, you can get 3 discounts. I mean, that's just crazy stuff. So come on down here. And remember, you can also order by phone, by online. You can actually reach out to somebody right now, call them here at Craig Zinn's Acura Pembroke Pines, and maybe you're looking for the RDX or the TLX, and they can have it delivered right to your home. You don't have to come out here. No, not at all. They'll deliver it to you. A lot of people are doing that now, actually, because of everything that's going on. In fact, one of the customers is raising the roof as I'm talking about it right now, because customers are loving the fact that they can have the car delivered to their house. And listen, we all know buying a car is great, but it does take a while. There's a process. And it's really nice when you don't have to sit in the dealership for the process. You can be at home during the process doing all kinds of things, and before you know it, your car pops up, you sign, and you're gone. That's it. Well, you're not gone. He's gone. She's gone. Whoever delivered your car, you're home with your car. So check it out, 15601 Pines Boulevard. Tell them that Big O sent you. They'll take care of you out here at Craig Zinn's Acura of Pembroke Pines.
Are you tired of watching the same old travel videos on the internet? Well, then check out MikeNoGoZones.com, a travel documentary that's breaking barriers. I go to the places that the media tells you to fear, where no one else dares to go. Baltimore, Opelika, South Side of Chicago, and more. Go to MikeNoGoZones.com.
No one expects to get into a crash, but I expect you to go to accidentlawfirm.com if you do. Make sure when hiring a driver, you go through a rideshare app so that you can be covered by the insurance, which can be up to $1 million whether you're a passenger or a driver. In other words, don't try to save a few bucks by paying cash instead of going through the app. I'm attorney Bobby Nunez from Nunez Law in Miami, and we're here to help you through the process. Go to accidentlawfirm.com for a free consultation from me, Bobby Nunez. That's accidentlawfirm.com.
America's safest and best-selling compact luxury SUV is at Acura of Pembroke Pines, and this is how we do it. RDX, $339 a month at Acura of Pembroke Pines, the #1 volume Acura dealer.
This is the Big O Show. 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 This is the Big O Show.
I love it. Adam says American Airlines shows a flight leaving to Miami to Vegas on Christmas Day at 9:30 at night. Fill up on the pork, then head to the airport.
I love the way he thinks. And seriously, if we leave late on Christmas night, you've had Noche Buena. We traditionally do Christmas Eve like open house, and then Christmas morning, everybody, the kids, everybody goes to my parents' house, blah, and we open the gifts in the morning. Okay? So we'll be done by the afternoon. You're sitting around kind of post-Thanksgiving like loaded stomach, full, all that. And yeah, just jump on a plane, man, that night. Well, you'll be through the Christmas stuff on Friday night, Christmas night. And that 9 o'clock, that's perfect, bro.
Yeah. I got to see what we do. I don't know what day we exactly leave and come back. It's so far out. The problem is if we didn't have this COVID crap in the way that canceled all kinds of things, we would know what's scheduled at that time then and everything, but we just don't know anything right now. So
let me throw a scenario,
because I really worry about what the other entertainment that's there in Vegas, too, because while I'm there, I want to have some fun, too. You know what I'm saying?
Obviously.
I'm not really the guy that goes to brothels, and I'm not really the guy that sits there and gambles all night long. Like, I'll do a little gambling, but I'm not the guy that gambles ever. I'm not a complete degenerate. You know what I'm saying? I like to dabble in it, but I'm not the guy that, oh, my God, I got to be, I got to go whatever.
A mini degenerate. gambling?
Not even many because no, man, I enjoy it, but I do it just for fun. It's not something that I've got to do.
Take a few hundred, win, lose, or draw, whatever. That's it. And
That's
have
all I
some
do,
fun.
man.
I know you love the crap tables.
Yeah, craps. We'll definitely
I
be
have
doing it.
not had a chance to do that. Want to get in there on that, obviously. But blackjack, I know you like, but blackjack's my favorite. It is the best odds card game in the casino. I love blackjack.
Yep. Out of many, one says, open the economy now before it destroys the country. Our country will not be destroyed. We'll be fine. There's always an overreaction from the Democrats and always an overreaction from Republicans. It's always the same thing. It's always an extreme from one end to another. That's why both sides are just a joke.
Let me throw a scenario.
Everything will work out, folks. We'll get through this pandemic. Sadly, it has financially set a lot of us back, and we're not any different than anybody else. But you know what? I can make my money back as long as I'm alive. You know, that's the way I look at it. If I'm dead, I can't make my money back. But if I'm alive, I can make it back. So I'm not the guy that's going to, panic one way or the other. I'll protect myself like I have throughout this whole thing. But panicking about this one way or the other, it completely sucks how it set us all back. But we'll get back, okay? It's not like people haven't built or rebuilt things from nothing. You know what I mean? So strap it on. Let's man up, as they say, and we'll be all right. Okay.
Let me throw a scenario because I'm looking at it. September 13th is the first day. What if we have to make a adjustment to the schedule? We can't start September 13th. Do you take the first 5 games are out? We're going to start week 6. Do you keep week 6, and run through 17 and then add 1 and 5 and put it on the back end? That way, like if you're scheduled to go to Vegas December, you're not pushing it back, you know what I mean? And now that trip is 5 or 6 weeks later. Keep the ones that are intact that you can, the schedule, and whatever you take out up front, cut it off and put it on the back end.
I have no idea how they're going to do it.
I think that's the smartest because then whatever the change is, it's just those days in the front.
They're not going to do double, yeah. No,
you can't.
That would make
you
no
can't
sense.
take week 1 and push week 1 back to like October.
No.
Because then now the whole
reschedule.
schedule changes.
No, they're just going to reschedule whatever games they cancel.
Right.
That's what they'll do. They won't redo the whole
cut
schedule.
off that front piece and put it on the back end, and that's it.
Yeah. Well, it's I don't even know what's going to happen. So that's just who knows. Jay Johnson, Bob Kraft likes brothels. Yes, he does. Let's see what else. Andrew Dice Clay Show. I don't know why you're saying that. Flipper 13 Big O. Can we all go to see Biebs in Vegas too? Ha ha. Yeah, let's go see Biebs. That would be good. I feel bad for that bathroom on the plane. Rice, beans, and pork on a 5-hour flight. Take some air fresheners with you. Yeah, I know. We should, right? Or they can have us refill the gas tank. Frank Rivero, Big O, much love, brother. When would you personally feel comfortable traveling via plane? Yeah, I think in a couple months I'll be fine. Yeah, put on a mask and that's it. I'm on my way.
You got to think they're going to have some regulations like on cleaning the plane post
I'm
every
sure they
flight,
have it
right?
now. Yeah, I'm sure they're disinfecting now like they never have before.
I was just going to say, you know what? We'll probably be flying on the cleanest planes we ever flown on.
Yep. John Santos, is Bill white or Latin? He is a white Irishman.
But I grew up in Hialeah, man.
Yes. Anthony Jerez, we've gone through the worst in Hialeah. Yeah, man. Everybody's gone through hell in this whole thing, bro. I mean, everybody has been set back by this. Nobody has escaped from this pretty much. Jay Johnson says, I never eat on planes. I have read articles about the amount of feces on planes and other unhealthy things. Jay Johnson, you're offering way too much information on planes. Let's see. Out of many, one says, Alexa, how many wins do the Dolphins have this season? So they're asking you for your prediction, Alexa. Pat in Nashville, every week one opponent shares the same bye date. So week 1 is sort of protected. NFL will do whatever it makes the most money. That is so true, my friends. What up, Big O? Can't wait to see our boys take the field, too, to open up the season against the Patriots. What do you think about the over and under on us? On times, they bits, Stidham, interceptions as well. All right, the over and under is 6 for the Dolphins. I like the over. And the Patriots are favored by 6.5. I like the Dolphins in that game. Okay? There you go. Michael Guerrero says Super Bowl in April. That would be funny, dude. That would be amazing. Like
Easter Super Bowl.
Yeah, April 1st, April Fool's Day, we'll have the Super Bowl, and then at the end of April, we'll have the draft. I like it. Yeah, this is, and if this sets it all back, if they have to add weeks, on the back end, it starts to screw up that schedule of their offseason, man, in a big-time way. But they must have a plan in place that if week 1's eliminated, then they'll put it back, and then, and then they'll push everything else of the offseason behind that a week and a week and a week and a week. And it all depends on, the weeks that are eliminated. Well, the part that we have to almost pray for is that nobody picks up the virus, because there's so many football players. I don't know how you don't end up just stopping the whole thing at that point. Because one player gets sick, now you've got to imagine that several players around him are going to pick up the virus. And so then that just kills that team right there. And then that kills their season. So then how does that affect the big picture? You know what I mean? And that's why this can create the domino effect to all of this. They could end up trying to play the season and then end up canceling it completely, and there is no Super Bowl champion. There is no game played because they've got to then cancel everything. And that will obviously set this league back in a big-time way. I mean, I don't know if you guys saw this, but the CFL is canceling their season, right? And the CFL obviously has its share of problems. Listen to this, okay? Because I was checking this article out this morning with the CFL canceling their league, and the problems are deep for the CFL. All right, Commissioner Randy Ambrosie said that most likely the scenario is to cancel the season because of the coronavirus pandemic. Ambrosie made the admission that for the first time while testifying on Thursday to a House of Commons Standing Committee on Finance, Ambrosie appeared via video during a panel on arts, culture, sports, and charitable organizations after news broke last week that the CFL had requested up to 150 million Canadian in assistance from the federal government. During his testimony, Ambrosie said the league's future is very much in jeopardy. So the CFL may not come back from this. Wow. Okay? And it just kind of shows you where we're at with this whole thing and how bad this virus has set everything back. And, the other thing that we're noticing, on average, a lot of us, we live check to check, month to month. A lot of us are headed for bankruptcy. A lot of us can't pay bills because we can't be out of work for months. We can't. It's impossible. And you would think, right, because those of us that just try to keep our heads above water every month, we think it's just us, and then we look at other people and we say, well, they've got to be so much more privileged than us that they're not going through that. Where we're watching big-time businesses that pretty much are also living month to month. Because if the CFL can't survive this, then, and that's led by millionaires. Maybe billionaires, too. Some of those owners for different teams. And yet the league can't survive. Look at the XFL. Corona happens, XFL folds. And they're the one league out of all these other leagues that it looked like they actually were doing it right. Like they were going to succeed. And let me tell you something. When I saw the story of the CFL, the XFL technically is in bankruptcy, but Vince McMahon is hoping to break the bank sort of by selling the restructured but on life support football league. According to Dan Primack of Zios.com, the XFL is searching for a buyer with investment bank Houlihan Lokey managing the process. Letters of intent are due by June 12th with formal bids by July 6th. The XFL claims it would have generated $46 million in revenue during the 2020 season, which was cut short during the pandemic. The games had average attendance of 20,000 along with 1.9 million in average viewers during the TV broadcast. The XFL bankruptcy was filed under Chapter 11, which is used for reorganizing, not liquidation. So at least for now, the XFL is intent to try to proceed. If it doesn't, however, someone other than Vince McMahon will own it. Now, two things here. One, if the XFL can be continued and the CFL folds, that actually makes the XFL better because now you're going to get all of the secondary talent to go to your league. Second issue here, which is going to become a big issue. Part of the reason why the XFL was headed down the right path was that Vince McMahon had the right connections. While using WWE as leverage, he ended up using and getting great TV deals for the XFL and get them the exposure that they needed. And that certainly was helping for branding, marketing, and obviously selling the product. And so the problem is if McMahon ends up selling it to somebody else and that someone doesn't have the kind of juice that McMahon has, it's going to hurt you because if you don't have their kind of TV deals, it's imperative that you do. Now, I can also throw in one more caveat to all of this. Whoever buys the XFL, if they buy the XFL, and if the CFL folds, this is what I would do if I'm the owners of the XFL. Obviously, I'd continue being the main secondary league of the world. I'd take advantage of getting the best CFL players and the guys that were in the XFL together and make it a developmental type league. The other thing that I would do is I would open it up to young people. Guys that are out of high school, I would start opening it up to them. The guys that don't want to go to college and don't want to spend 3 years in college, just like what the G League is doing, I would do that. Not to put them on the field fresh out of high school, but maybe you put them in a feeder system where they're like your practice squad guys for that first year where you build up the body and the mind and all that. And then the second year where they're 19, now you start getting them involved in your XFL league. That way, you're also building future stars that will definitely end up in the NFL, and then some of the fringe guys that could end up in the NFL like they do from the XFL and CFL normally. I'm just saying that I would do something along those lines. But we'll see. We'll see what happens. But this COVID thing, man, is affecting all of us. Big O, who is the NBA GOAT? My friend and I were arguing Bron versus MJ all day. Well, MJ definitely is the GOAT. I mean, yeah, all you have to do is look at the accomplishments and then look at the shoes, bro. His shoes are the shoes that are wanted by everybody. Nobody has ever made an impact as a star and as a marketer like MJ. Nobody. It's not even close. People collect his shoes. They swear by those shoes. They love those shoes. He is culturally an icon unlike any other, bro. There's no I want to be like LeBron. You want to be like Mike. Okay? You know what I'm saying? It's just Whole different ball game. So anybody that tells you LeBron versus MJ is so lost, whether it's great player, iconic figure, cultural icon, whatever you want to put. Michael surpasses everyone pretty much.
In reference to the sneakers, at the time, we know Converse was, and they had Bird and Magic and a couple of the 3 or 4 other of the top guys. Supposedly, Jordan preferred Adidas. His mom was the one that convinced him to go meet with Nike.
Yep.
And supposedly, Nike's anticipated sales were in the single digits in millions. And if I remember correctly, I think, they did 120-something million that first year.
Yeah.
Because of Mike.
Of course. Yeah.
And this wasn't like Nike. He basically put Nike on the map. Nike was the bastard low-grade child up against the Converse and the Adidases and the Reeboks. So they weren't even in front of Reebok. Nike was at the bottom.
Yeah. No, I'm with you. He made a hell of a move going to Nike. That ended up being a genius move, even though he didn't want it. HW says Vegas has the over and under for the Dolphins at 6. Yes, I know. That's why I'm going over. And the Patriots are favored by 6.5. And I'm taking the Dolphins. So I'm with you there. Richard McLean says, don't tease me, bro. Or don't tase me, bro. Dolphins will win their wild card game and divisional, but lose in the AFC Championship game with Rosen at QB. I like it. I'm 24, and LeBron is the greatest player I've seen, but he's not Jordan. He's just not. There you go, a 24-year-old with some logical approach. Nice job, 24-year-old. Way to go. Normally a 24-year-old's got the blinders on, and they're just thinking LeBron because they had never seen Jordan, and I get it, but Jordan's Jordan, bro. There's nobody like that. Flipside Fishing says, I love the XFL idea. I wish I had a league to join after high school. Fort Pierce had nothing to offer after high school. Oh, well, there you go. I mean, they should offer it. Whether they do or they don't, who knows? Did you guys see, by the way, Giannis Antetokounmpo's Twitter account got hacked yesterday? Man, whoever hacked it, and he was able to get it corrected right away. But, man, they were putting some nasty stuff. It's always amazing to me when I see that stuff because you know that the people that are writing all that, they're just writing stuff just to get a reaction. Even the person that's hacking is probably not racist or a hateful person or anything. They're just hackers, and they just want to, screw with people. And so Giannis Antetokounmpo's Twitter account yesterday got hacked, and oh my God, he was taking shots at Curry and his family and LeBron and all kinds. And Giannis after came on and said, hey, I'm sorry. Obviously, my Twitter account was hacked, which you knew right away. When you were reading some of those things on his Twitter feed, which there's no way I'm going to read any of the stuff that was on the Twitter feed because it was so disgusting and hateful and all that. But it's almost like the person that hacks, it's like, okay, what's the most disgusting thing that I can come up with to say? So let me put it in there. You know what I mean? And knowing Giannis now the way we know him, right? It's like right away it's been hacked. Like right away. Okay? I mean, you would say that mostly for everybody pretty much because most people aren't going to tweet those hateful things that he put there. Not him, but the hacker. And it's just, I felt bad for Giannis. I did because he has to go through the embarrassment. It's a short moment. It'll become a joke for the rest of us because we'll never hold it against him. It's just something stupid that happens in our world nowadays. And, sometimes, look, there are a lot of times where some of these idiots, and they say they were like, what was the name of which was the basketball player that posted the video of him getting serviced? I forgot that. See, that he did not get hacked. It was just him being an idiot. Okay? Giannis and others, that's clearly a hack. there are times where some of these celebrities, they do something stupid, they're inebriated, whatever, and then they blame it on a hack. And usually the hack is not just one mistake on a tweet. Usually when they hack your ass, brother, they are sending multiple tweets out and tagging all kinds of people and saying all kinds of nasty stuff. But the story's out there, and I'm sure people took screenshots of it, and if you want to check it out. But I did feel a little bad for him, man. Let's see. Adam Sandler got hacked the same way. I didn't catch the Sandler one. Let's see. George says, let's show Big O some love. The likes, the shares, the subscribes. Yes, please give us the likes, the shares, and the subscribes while you are watching. And make sure you share the link with some folks out there. Share it with a friend. Big O, how is it that the Dolphins get one primetime game and other teams that had a worse record than the Fins have multiple primetime games? Very disappointed. Yeah, not a big deal. Already talked about that, Alex. You can rewind a little bit if you want, or Bill will be posting that segment soon. But it's not something that any Dolphin fan should be even worried about or concerned. And I explain why. Okay? Flipside Fishing says, I love the XFL idea. I wish the league had something I can join, right? Like you said, after high school, I wanted to follow up on that. And the high school thing, it's a dangerous thing, by the way. Okay? Now, it's got to be the way I said. Okay? Because I wouldn't want to see high school kids get thrown in with grown men right away. You got to kind of develop them for a year at least. All right? Since they're not eligible for the NFL anyways, because they have to be juniors, right? So you've got about 3 years with them. And you can sign them to a long-term contract. You can pay them some money and kind of control them a little bit. You know what I mean? So that's where I would, the whole thing straight out of high school, be careful with that. Okay? Remember when I said the whole thing out of high school, you've got to give these young men some time to mature. A-Rod and J-Lo have now dropped out of their bid to try to buy the Mets. And I know that some of the Met fans were kind of already bothered by this story that A-Rod and J-Lo were trying to buy the Mets. And, A-Rod obviously with the Yankee ties. So they are calling it quits, reportedly ending their pursuit to buy the Mets. It became clear that they were too far apart on the price. The power couple was looking to invest somewhere in the $1.5 billion number. The current owners, the Wilpons, were looking for something closer to $2.5 billion. J-Rod had reportedly teamed up with billionaire investor Wayne Rothbaum to make a run at the team, but there were two major snags in negotiations, according to the Post. Rothbaum was hoping to get the team for a cool $1 billion. How, you ask? $2.6 billion valuation accounts for the team's stake in SNY Cable Network, the primary local broadcaster of the Mets. Rothbaum reportedly had no interest in the network and feels the team is worth significantly less without it. Plus, due to COVID-19 pandemic wreaking havoc on MLB, he thought he could get the team at a fire sale price. There you go. I guess I have to be proven wrong over time. I think the COVID thing is affecting Major League Baseball more than anybody else because no other sport is on a decline like baseball. Football continues to climb. Basketball continues to climb. Okay? MLS soccer continues to climb. Hockey kind of stays the same. But baseball is the one that is headed downhill. And this, I think, is something that is going to set this league back even more. It kind of fast tracks it a little bit more. In other words, what I'm trying to say is I don't think it's a good thing investing in baseball anymore. I don't think the value of these teams are going to continue to rise like they had in the past. I think things are going to start to level off over the next couple of years and then head the other way because I think these TV contracts are also going to go down for baseball. Well, we'll see. You know, the big contracts are still being given out, but we're seeing things that we've never seen before with players that, big-time players that have to wait a long time because money has dried up, opportunities have dried up, and they're still waiting for contracts, things that never used to happen in baseball. Baseball used to overpay guys like crazy. Okay? So, you know, what are you going to do? Let's see. What do we have? The NFL age should be at least 21 to protect these young men, grown-ass beasts playing. Amen to that. This thing ain't going away anytime soon. Numbers are still up, Big O, and especially when New York State stats are removed, all states that have open cases have risen by over 40%. Rubella, measles, TB, all needed vaccines, and this is no different, but definitely not an effing flu situation. No, this is way worse than the flu. This is not the flu. After last year, the Dolphins were outscored 110 to, I think, 10. I thought the coach was going to be fired. Did you? No, I did not. Not at all. Not at all. Now, I thought it would be ugly all throughout the year. I didn't think it was going to get as good as it got to end 5-4 in the last 9 games. I never saw that coming. I got to tell you, the 5 wins were amazing. Okay? Name the superstars that MJ had to deal with post Bird and Magic. Bird and Magic were basically done. So Isaiah's not a superstar? They didn't have to deal with that?
Dominique, Akeem Olajuwon, Barkley.
Reggie Miller?
Oh, Reggie, man. The heartbreaker.
Reggie Miller.
Rip your heart out at the end of the
Reggie
game.
Miller and the Davis boys? I don't know. Michael Guerrero, are you like 24 years old or something? What are you, a child? Huh? Are you like a kid, bro? Are you a teenager? You're asking me those stupid questions? Come on, bro.
Do you put Dominique in the Atlanta group?
Michael Jordan had to play with like real centers. He had to play with like a real physical day, a day that a game that was brutal, dude. And Patrick Ewing's a superstar, by the way, sir. It's another one. I'm not sure what you're talking about, but there were plenty of great players. There were actually better teams that Michael had to go through. LeBron, what did he face in the East? What was so tough in the East?
You know, well, the three-headed group in OKC, the three-headed group in OKC. No, because Boston was on the back. They had started to show their.
OKC's in the West, bro.
Well, I'm talking about the whole playoff run. I mean, they did.
I'm talking about.
You're talking about getting out of the conference.
I'm talking about the conference.
Yeah.
Jordan had to get out of a conference that you had Pat Riley with Ewing and the boys. You had the Pacers and the Davis boys, who were physical sumbitches, along with Reggie Miller. The Heat teams with Zoe and Timmy. There were some really
Marley, Mashburn, yeah, man.
The Cavs teams with Doherty, Elo, Price, Larry Dance Nance. Come on, man. Come on. What's the kid's name again? What's the kid? Michael, whatever, Guerrero, is it, right? Is that the one that sent me that? My brother, listen, if you need a lesson in basketball, you know, this is not basketball 101. Now, if you were born like 5 years ago or 10 years ago and you have no idea what happened in basketball history, I suggest you pick, well, you know what? The Almanac's not going to explain it to you. That's probably why you got to ask that question. I mean, come on, dude. It's the East in those days was a war zone, bro. A war zone. Okay?
You know what? There were some Milwaukee teams, bro.
Yeah.
You know? Moncrief, man, they had a couple years.
But that was before Michael. I'm talking about during the Michael era. He had to battle through some pretty special teams that were there. They weren't easy, man. So
well, if you're going to go to like when he started winning, you know, getting to the Eastern Conference Finals and stuff, but Michael starting that 63 game against Boston, that was the tail end of the Bucks.
Yeah.
You know.
Yep. The only tough competition for the Heat's big three was the Pacers. Yeah, no, the Bulls too were all right, but nothing like the Jordan era, the late 80s to the 90s, that era, that Eastern Conference.
Oh, let's not just limit it
That
to
was
the
a
Heat.
bitch, dude.
Look, the Cleveland years, there was nobody in the East. That's why he went to 8 or 9 finals
just
in a
said
row.
that.
Yeah,
I just said that.
And the back end after he left, the East had nothing for like a decade.
Nothing. Not even close. Nothing at all. I'm loving that these Last Dance docs bring back great memories. They do. Big O, I've been watching all these local blackout Dolphin games from the 80s, including playoff games. Why did Shula stick with Uwe von Schamann for so long? How many games could we have won? Wow, dude, you're asking me a question from that long ago. Uwe was a head case, and I think Uwe was a great kicker who then lost it. And I think Shula gave him probably a little too long to try to get his mojo back, and he couldn't get his mojo back. It was tough. Somebody's asking me about Brian May. Well, you know what? Let's start off hour number 2. We'll take a break. Funny story, painful story coming up next.
Are you tired of watching the same old travel videos on the internet? Well, then check out MikeNoGoZones.com, a travel documentary that's breaking barriers. I go to the places that the media tells you to fear, where no one else dares to go. Baltimore, Opelika, South Side of Chicago, and more. Go to MikeNoGoZones.com.
It's a buyer's market at Toyota of Hollywood. Over 1,500 Toyotas on the ground, and truckloads just keep on coming. Now pay up to 50% less. 2020 Camry, not $29,000, $17,775. 2020 Corolla, not $22,000, $13,775. Buy a new 2020 Toyota with 0 down and 0% financing, or we'll make your payments till 2021. At Toyota of Hollywood, the #1 volume Toyota dealer on 441 between Hollywood Boulevard and Sheridan Street.
No one expects to get into a crash, but I expect you to go to accidentlawfirm.com if you do. Make sure when hiring a driver, you go through a rideshare app so that you can be covered by the insurance, which can be up to $1 million whether you're a passenger or a driver. In other words, don't try to save a few bucks by paying cash instead of going through the app. I'm attorney Bobby Nunez from Nunez Law in Miami, and we're here to help you through the process. Go to accidentlawfirm.com for a free consultation from me, Bobby Nunez. That's accidentlawfirm.com.
Are you tired of watching the same old travel videos on the internet? Well, then check out MikeNoGoZones.com, a travel documentary that's breaking barriers. I go to the places that the media tells you to fear, where no one else dares to go. Baltimore, Opelika, South Side of Chicago, and more. Go to MikeNoGoZones.com.
America's safest and best-selling compact luxury SUV is at Acura of Pembroke Pines, and this is how we do it. RDX, $339 a month at Acura of Pembroke Pines, the #1 volume Acura dealer.
This is the Big O Show. 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 This is the Big O Show.
We back here. 15601 Pines Boulevard. We're out here at Craig Zinn's, Acura of Pembroke Pines. Come on out here, folks. Take advantage. For you first responders, $750 off. For military vets, $750 off. Graduates, $500 off, man. Listen, we've got the Acura loyalty program going on right now. So if you own or lease an Acura and you're looking to buy or lease another one, you can get from $500 all the way up to $2,000 off the purchase of that next car. So come on down to 15601 Pines Boulevard, just off of I-75 in Pines. And let me tell you something. You don't even have to come here. You can actually do it all by phone. You can call them, pick the car you want, and they'll drive it right over to your house. It's a beautiful thing. Make sure you tell them that Big O sent you. They will take care of you here at Craig Zinn's, Acura of Pembroke Pines. Somebody was asking me about Brian May. I read the story this morning, and I got to tell you, it's painful, disturbing, twisted, and funny as hell. Brian May is dealing with excessive amounts of pain after ripping his gluteus maximus during a session over enthusiastic gardening. I never knew you can tear your ass doing gardening. I mean, normally when we say you tear ass, you're probably like, cutting a nice fart. Maybe you're crop dusting somebody as you come by. Something like that. That's usually what you say. I mean, but think about this. It's one of those like when you like tear a ligament and they ask you, what happened? Well, dude, I was just getting out of the shower. And they look at you with this face like, what the hell is wrong with you, dude? You got injured getting out of the shower, you wuss. Like, okay, how'd you tear that ligament? Well, I was rock climbing. Oh, really, dude? Wow, that's awesome, bro. I'm sorry that happened. You tell them that, hey, I tore my ass gardening, and the jokes are going to start flying. Right? Your friends are going to be relentless. Your family members are going to make fun of you.
Start calling you a flower.
Right. You break your leg parachuting, and people respect that. You break your leg falling down the stairs, and they say, dude, you're a goofball. So my man, in a video posted to Instagram, the 72-year-old rocker is pushed through a hospital in a wheelchair, accompanied by a photo featuring the guitarist wearing a face mask. He says, nope, the virus didn't get me yet. Thank God. I like how you put yet, too, because isn't it like a matter of time for all of us? Anyway, May noted in the caption, immediately alleviating fans' fears about COVID-19. The rocker went on to explain how he sustained his unusual injury. As well as getting overstretched and harassed by too many demands, I managed to rip my gluteus maximus to shreds in a moment of over-enthusiastic gardening. Now, was he happy that the lilies were popping out or something? That he got a new batch of weed? I'm not sure. What's over-enthusiastic gardening? What the hell could gardening get you enthusiastic about?
You created a ginormous bud.
Okay, I can see that. So suddenly I find myself in a hospital getting scanned to find out exactly how much I've actually damaged myself. My further revealed that he won't be able to walk for a while because of the severity of the injury. He also added sleeping will be difficult as the pain is relentless. Think about it. The man tore his ass. Now, what happens when you've got to do number 2? I'm just saying. You got to sit down to do number 2.
Maybe they hook you up to a colostomy bag, bro.
Oh.
Temporary, yeah, that type of deal.
Oh. Because the straining with a torn ass. Are you going to tear it even more? Ugh. Just think about that. Tear ass. Please, please, please don't send me sympathy. In his closing, he says, I just need some healing silence for a while. I'll be back, but I need the complete break, okay? Thanks. Take care out there. Brian May, by the way, for those of you that don't know, is the Hall of Fame guitarist for Queen. I just want to make sure because there are some people out there going, who is this guy?
Who the hell?
Who tore his ass? I need to know so I can tell somebody, hey,
What
I
sport?
heard this story about a guy tearing his ass.
What sport does Brian May play?
Right, exactly. Oh, is he that guy that played for the Washington Redskins that's on ESPN? No, not that May. No. He's the guitarist for Queen. Tear your ass, bro. Think about that. That sounds painful in every way. It's when those injuries that affect everything that you do, right? Like when you get a back injury, everything, right? You got to sit, you got to stand, you got to walk, you got to crap, whatever it is, man, it's worse. Can you imagine a torn ass? I feel bad for Brian May. He says sleeping is painful because you use your ass for everything.
Holy crap, you're supposed to be at rest. Like, you can't even sleep?
No.
Wow.
And he's got to be on some good dope, I would imagine, right?
This injury is as bad as like the guy coughed and he tore cartilage in his rib from
Yeah.
a cough.
I mean, he can literally say he's a pain in the ass. He's the one guy that can say that now. I got a pain in my ass.
We should start calling him maybe the two-legged hemorrhoid.
I don't know, man. I don't know. I broke my foot sitting Indian style. Climbing the Grand Canyon. That's what I'm talking about. Hey, by the way, listen, I'm right there with you all. Okay? For like 5 months, I walked with a limp because I pulled my groin getting out of the car for a Van Halen concert. Okay? I pull into the the Orlando place, the whatever Amway.
Oh, it was a Gator Bowl back in the day, right?
No, not the Gator Bowl, dummy. The new arena that they
Oh,
have.
it is Amway. It is Amway. Yes.
Amway, the Amway Center, right? That big square box. And it was Halen. This was like, I don't know, dude, like 7-8 years ago or something like that. And I swear to you, just getting out of the car, I feel like, a little thing. And I'm like, man, whatever. And I just keep walking to the arena like nothing, And I had like a little tiny discomfort, but it was no big deal, right? Sit down, whatever, stand up a couple times during the concert, sit back down. Dude, I start to walk when the concert's over. And I'm like, oh, man, whoa. And I was dragging my left leg for months, bro. Months, simply getting out of the car. It wasn't running the 100, okay? It wasn't, I don't know, whatever, working construction.
Running a route and making an adjustment, playing
Whatever.
football.
I was climbing stairs, working out, and I pulled my groin. No. No, my sorry ass just got out of a car and blew my groin. Okay? So, yeah, terrible injuries happen to people doing the simplest things in the world. Okay? There are people that blow out their Achilles just getting out of the shower. Yeah. And you're like, how did you do that? Dude, I don't know. I got out of the shower, I put my foot down, and I tore my Achilles. Wasn't sprinting, wasn't running, wasn't cutting, wasn't doing it. No, just something simple. Happens to people all the freaking time. And to me, it happened. I'm one of those.
Sorry about the Van Halen confusion with Orlando. Whenever I correlate those two, I obviously go to Fair Warning Tour opening up for the Stones at the Gator Bowl.
Oh, yeah, the Gator Bowl, yeah.
That's why I said Gator Bowl.
Yep. I got you. Strippers go through this all the time. Yeah, but they're doing something. I mean, you're flying up and down that pole. I would imagine that you're gonna, pull and tear stuff. That's actually pretty athletic. What the strippers do on the pole. Okay, look, I get it. We just think of the sexual nature of it, right? That's all as guys because we're dogs and that's what we think of. We're looking at her going up and down and we're just looking at those thighs and that ass and you're like, whoa, wow, those things are solid.
Ankles by ears.
Well, that's if you're going to the right strip clubs. If you're going to the bad strip clubs, then, I can't help you. But anyway, the right strip clubs, we're just amazed at their bodies, okay? We're not even thinking of everything else. I mean, the strippers that do that thing upside down, and then they slide down without holding the pole, just with their legs, and then they stop right before the floor. I mean, they're amazing. I can see that. That's super athletic what they do, actually.
Total Motley Crue girls
Yeah, man.
visual going on here, bro.
Oh, hell yeah. Definitely. Big O, have you ever seen a stretch like Miami against the Jets? Play at home, then a bye, then play away? I've never seen a team play back-to-back games against another. No, I have not. Joe, I'm with you. I've never seen it before. But it'll be fun to hand Adam Gase 2 losses in 3 weeks. It'll be good to see his puss all frustrated. That'll be awesome. Holy crap, that's really funny. Someone can actually tear his ass gardening. I know, right? But now he's also 75 or 74, was it? Let me see, we're 72. I mean, he's 72 years old, bro. I would imagine in your 70s, you can tear anything doing anything. You know what I'm saying?
What happened? He got up out of the chair.
Yeah, that's it. That's all it takes. Big O tipping us on what he also likes about Vegas. Yes, strip clubs, definitely. I go to strip clubs all the time in Vegas. I know about all of them.
Wait a minute, man. If I recall correctly, you've never been to a.
I know. I know, but if they want to assume that, then go ahead.
With the number of times you've gone, the fact that you've never even been to one,
I know.
the odds of that, like you're probably the only person in the whole world that has that claim to fame.
I should actually drag my wife to it if I go in Christmas, just to mess around with her. Oh yeah, my wife would be so uncomfortable in that place. It would just I would laugh my ass off. It'd be so fun.
How long do you think that she's gonna?
No,
be
she
there?
won't go
Like,
inside.
She won't even go in the
The second
door.
I pull up and she realizes what I'm trying to do, she will not go inside. There's no shot she will go inside. Okay? You know why she won't go inside? Because she knows that I'll go to the bathroom and disappear for a moment, go grab one of the strippers, and pay them to walk up to her and give her a friction dance and make her the most uncomfortable person on the planet. She knows that I'm going to play all kinds of jokes on her while we're inside the strip club. That's why she won't do it also. You know what I'm saying?
So she won't even give you the chance to get inside there and have any of your schemes.
No, she knows that if I did that, it's because I'm going to end up messing around with her because I know how uncomfortable she'll be in that situation.
Okay, so you're driving down the road. There it is, obviously the lights and all this shit. Do you even get to pull in the parking lot?
No. I'm telling you.
You don't even get to pull in.
Well, maybe. I mean, I don't know where these strip clubs are at. I've never even pulled into I don't even know where they're at, and I don't even know how their parking lots are. So I don't know if you can notice it from the outside. Is it part of something? I have no idea. I've never been to one. It's crazy. As many times I've been to Vegas.
In Vegas.
Yeah.
You haven't
of
been
course.
to one yet.
Let's
clarify that.
I've been to most of them here in South Florida.
You've done shows.
I have most of them in South Florida. I mean, that's how I've been to most of these clubs, is because I've been doing shows. Big O, are you high on the Bills, Pats, or do you think we could compete for a division title? Joe, I'm high right now as we speak, and yeah, they can compete for a division title. Is that what you asked? No, I'm sorry. You said high on the Pats and the Bills. No, you know what? I can't put it past these guys anymore. I would tell you normally that there's no way they compete for the division title, but there's no Brady, and I don't have that kind of fear of the Bills and the Jets. And I got to give Flo credit that I think he can hang with these guys. And especially now that they've given him all this extra talent. Miami's got a shot in this division. It sounds crazy. I never thought I would say this 6 months ago, 8 months ago, 9 months ago. I would never tell you that. I was thinking years 3 and 4 is where you're really looking to get into the playoffs. But in this division where it's at right now, I can't say the Dolphins don't have a shot. It's impossible.
Like you talked about yesterday, I would say if the offensive line, obviously with the rookies and second-year players, if they're able to develop and get going, we have a legit shot if that offensive line can become a solid unit.
I'll go farther than that. If the Dolphins' offensive line comes together, Miami makes the playoffs. Okay?
You heard it here first.
All right. If Miami's offensive line gets together, they will make the play. I love the defense. You're not going to run on them like you did last year. They're not going to be like this shut down running defense, but they're going to be shut down on the pass, baby. They got a secondary that is freaking awesome. And they got a D mind behind these guys in Flores that is going to get the max out of them. So I just think Miami's defense is going to be that much better that if you get that offensive line playing well, okay, and they play together, then that means the running game's going. That means the quarterback has time. That means the receivers can grow. That means the tight end can grow. Yes, Miami makes the playoffs if the offensive line comes together. No doubt in my mind. Because I really like what they're doing on defense. already as it is. 786-322-1105 on the accidentlawfirm.com text line, 786-322-1105. Remember, if you ever want to send me an email, I have not given my email out much. Actually, I think I gave it out for the first time yesterday, but I'm going to give it out in every show now. Orlando at BigORadioshow.com. That's Orlando at BigORadioshow.com. If you want to reach out to us there. And you got any kind of scoop on something, you got a question, you want to point something out to me, whatever it is you got for me, send it on in there at Orlando at BigORadioshow.com. Bill, I saw this, and I didn't talk about this a couple days ago when it happened. It was on Wednesday. Do you remember Kurt Loder from?
Are you kidding me? You ready? You and me on the beach, 1:30 in the morning, decide to go see U2 open up the tour for Octung to go to Lakeland.
Right.
Kirk Loder's there with MTV talking about U2, blah, 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 opening tour, Lakeland Civic Center. When we were there that night. Dude, of course, Kirk Loder.
Okay.
MTV News.
Okay. Did you know this on Wednesday? Did you know he was that old? Wow. What? Kurt Loder on Wednesday turned 75. I tweeted that out because, Cass Anderson tweets out former MTV VJ Kurt Loder turned 75 years old today. How old do you feel right now? I didn't know he was that old when he was doing it. When he was on MTV doing the news and breaking news and all, he's the one that broke the Kurt Cobain story. Like it was his report that went like all over the place. 75 years old, bro. I would have never imagined that. I thought he was like around my age. I'm in my 50s. I'm 53. I thought maybe max he was 60. You know
who I thought the old man of the group was Jackson.
Yeah.
Jackson would, if you had to say who's the guy, it would be Jackson's probably the oldest. But Loder.
That group is, and that group came before Loder. Loder is like the second generation with Kennedy and all that stuff. You know what I'm saying? The Jackson group, that's the original with Nina and
Martha
everybody
Quinn
else. Yeah.
I can't remember the guy's black curly hair and then the little blonde-haired dude, brownish blonde hair. That was like the core.
Anderson? Isn't it Anderson, the blonde guy? Yeah, Mark Goodman is the
Mark Goodman. Good shot.
And Alan Jackson. Is it Alan or no? It's not Jackson. It's Alan Hunter. Boom. Alan Hunter.
Man, and guess what just went on? John Waite. Change. The video just played.
It doesn't matter who you are. It's all the same.
Oh, before we go, you know what? You were talking about our secondary being locked down and whatnot.
Yes.
This morning on Get Up, one of these fantasy analysts, talking schedule, blah, who do you like? And he was talking about the receiver for San Francisco.
Deebo Samuel?
Yes, that had 57 receptions, rookie year, this, that. And he's talking about the schedule and like the first 4 or 5 games, they have nothing in secondary. And they play us in the first 5 weeks, saying that, like, it's a layup. This guy's going to kick butt out the blocks the first 5 weeks because they're not facing a secondary. And we're one of those teams that play San Francisco. I was like, does this guy know what we did at corner this year?
No, obviously not. And X didn't play last year. So it was one of those things that you ended up 5-4 in your last 9 games without your best player. Alex Toledo says, agreed. I'm just not going crazy yet, like O said. I think year 3 is when we truly make our run. McLean says, amazing what Fitz did behind the line last year. Oh, he made me a fan of his. You have to. You have to. Super Boom Shack says, damn, I feel old. Remember Headbangers Ball? Yes. Headbangers Ball. Flipper 13. He wasn't 75 back then. LOL. No. Flipside Fishing goes, he's older than my dad. I didn't know he was that old. I know he was in the record. He was a record executive before he became the MTV guy, but I had no idea that he was that old at that time. So it's just, wow, I saw that Kurt Loder was 75 on a Wednesday, and I was like, are you kidding me, dude? How is that even possible? Right? That's crazy stuff. All right, 786-322-1105 if you want to get in on the accidentlawfirm.com text line. That's 786-322-1105 if you want to get in. We had also an incident at Publix a couple of days ago where a guy went absolutely crazy at a local Publix here in South Florida. I don't know. We got time. Let's.
I thought you were gonna, do the baiting.
Yeah, no, a little tease. No, let's get it in here a second. I want to show this because, it's disturbing. And look, I understand that we're all under pressure here, okay? And I get that this has affected all of us in so many different ways. But all of us are kind of following the rules and the laws that everybody has set. So to take it out on other people that are just following the rules and the laws, I find it ridiculous. Now, we have the people that are probably really paranoid about this, and then there are the people that they think this is just like the common cold and whatever, bro, and it's no big deal. You tell them, hey, you understand when people are dying from this, they can't even be close to you. That's not like it is in the flu. They won't accept that. You know what I mean? You know how it is nowadays. You're not going to convince people any different pretty much than when they're set in their ways, and there's nothing that's going to change it. Here's this guy at Publix. Because he didn't have a mask on, he wasn't allowed inside, which, we kind of all know you got to have a mask already in your car. If you want to go into places, you got to have a mask.
South Beach was the first place to require you to wear a mask.
Right. So here's a guy that goes crazy on the person that's out front in Publix. Go ahead.
This is a false flag fake pandemic. You are in violation of my constitutional rights and my civil rights. I've already warned you. Expect it. I'm filing a class action lawsuit. You can take your fake global terroristic false flag attack, shove it up your. You're terrorists. You're in violation of my constitutional and civil rights. You mother. There's no pandemic. I'm filing a lawsuit. I have a right to buy groceries without being forced to participate in terrorism.
Excuse me? You need to wear a mask. Do you understand that? To come in the store?
You're violating my constitutional
Okay, well,
rights.
this is private property.
This private fucking property has food. I have a right to buy food without being forced to participate in a fake global false flag pandemic. There's no pandemic. You! You mother gonna get mass arrested and executed for terrorism. You!
Get away if you don't get we have the right to that we care about. You go away. Me, I don't give a
Hey, how are you doing?
Remember me?
Good.
Then just go. Leave her alone.
Don't force me to participate in your false flag
Then don't come here.
To dispatch.
Bring your own car.
07 dispatchers, okay. No, it's gonna call the police for him.
We already did. I don't know.
I feel terrible for the person at Publix, but this guy is just wacko, out of his mind. A fake pandemic, all that. There's like thousands and thousands of people dying worldwide. Brazil, because they obviously have a lot less resources than we do, people are dying left and right. They're digging thousands of graves in that place. It really is amazing how, it's, and I love how she says to him, this is private property. Well, no, you got food and I can shop. I got to shop there. Well, no, it is private property, bro. It's a private business, okay? They're selling food and they can allow you in there, But there's a rule in order for you to go in there, and it was set by the city, and they're following the city's orders, not Publix's orders. And it's all, and what they're doing is best for all of us. Because if we're all walking around with masks, then maybe we are not spreading it nearly as much, which is a good thing for all of us. But ignorance like that, I mean, are you going to talk any logic to an animal with clothes like that? I doubt it. I doubt it. This was at a Publix, if you're asking, Marta, in Miami Beach. Okay? Were you going to say something?
Look, everybody that brings up it's the flu, blah, blah, blah. Okay, what is it? 50, 60,000 people a year die from the flu. If you calculate, and right now we're at the 7th, if you say we started somewhere in March, obviously here I can remember because of St. Patrick's Day, that's when they closed the bars. On St. Patrick's Day, that's when it really started here, but somewhere between the 10th and 17th. So we've been doing this just under 2 months. We have 75,000 deaths already in 2 months. Do the math. That's 450,000 people in a year. And when the flu does 50 or 60,000, do the math. Look at the numbers, man. Come on, guys.
That argument's not even worth because the people that think that way, they're not changing. That sounds like Clay Aiken finally snapped. Sounds like the balls didn't drop yet. Yeah, he does have kind of a little high-pitched voice there. That guy is an idiot. What a D.
I have to say, I'm glad they captured this guy. Oh, and I hope he gets, media, social called out. You know what I'm saying?
What's his name is what I want to know.
Exactly. The exposure of this.
Yeah, what's his name is what I want to know. That's the next thing that I want to know is what because that's where he needs to get exposed. He needs to kind of, everybody needs to know who he is.
We need to flash the spotlight on him and put him on stage.
Yes, definitely. Definitely. Because his story is all over the place, and they're showing his face, but so far, at least, I have not seen a story that's followed up that has his name. Problem is he was never charged with anything. So that's why there's no incident, there's no report, no nothing. It would have to be somebody that knows him that then could expose him and then say, oh, yeah, that's this guy or whatever, that kind of stuff. But, man, what a jerk to be treating that girl like that. And all they're doing is following the rules like the rest of us. Okay, it's not fun to wear a mask. I've got my mask in my car, and when I go to places, I know I'm going to go order food when I get out of here, and I'll go pick it up, okay? There's this place that I like right down the street. It's called I Love Tacos. It's on the, south side of Pembroke Pines Road, and you go about, it's about maybe 3 miles down, 4 miles down from Craig's Inn. And I usually order from there when I get out of here. And so I'll call them and I'll go pick it up. And I only walk in for 20 seconds to pick up my food and walk right back out again. Even when they were open and serving people, now it's just takeout. But what I'm saying is it's always been the same routine. But now I know that when I have to go in, I have to grab my mask for freaking 10 seconds and put it on. And like the other day, I had to go to Publix for something, and you're walking around Publix with the damn mask on. I know it's not the easiest to breathe. I know it gets hot. I know it gets sticky. I know all of that. I understand all of it. But what are we going to do, man? Let's just follow the rules, bro. That way we're hopefully, even if this doesn't affect you, it could critically affect somebody else. And that's what you don't want. I mean, some of you out there killed somebody and you have no idea that you killed somebody. You know that? You know how twisted that is? Just let that marinate a little bit. Some people have been carriers and they passed it on and they didn't tell anybody. Your mic's on, buddy.
I was going to say, obviously this happened in our backyard, but you did see the other two. There was the one with the guy in Texas in the national park, and he gets pushed in the lake by somebody.
Oh,
because
yes.
He's talking about, social distancing. You guys aren't wearing masks. And the guy literally pushes the park ranger in the water. I heard one worse. It was the other night, either on Cuomo or Don Lemon. Lady in Michigan, her husband, security guard, supposedly got shot and killed because of confronting somebody not doing the right thing at the store. And for whatever, it got out of hand. And they shot him and killed him for this up in Michigan. I don't know. That doesn't make no sense, man. To go violent because you're being called out for not doing the right thing. You're being called out for not doing the right thing, and then you're going to escalate and get violent.
Yeah, it's disturbing. What are you going to do, man? And it's just there's going to be people like that. 786-322-1105. That's 786-322-1105. If you want to get in on the accidentlawfirm.com text line, you can also reach out to us on Twitter. That's at Big O Show. Follow us, as always, on Twitter because that's a 24-hour talk show. Let's take a quick break. We'll come back on the other side. When we come back, I got a couple things I want to talk about. We've got one athlete taking a shot at another athlete. I want to talk about Tannehill. Yeah, I got a story on Tannehill I want to talk about. A couple of other things that I want to point at for the schedule for the Miami Dolphins that came out yesterday. We got some great story or a great sound from Peyton Manning, too, that I want to use also on the program. I got a bunch of things to talk about, man. So stay tuned with us. If you want to get in on the program, you can reach out to us on the accidentlawfirm.com text line, 786-322-1105. That's 786-322-1105. If you want to get in on the accidentlawfirm.com text line, you can also reach out to us on Twitter. That's at Big O Show. If you want to send me an email, it's really simple, man. Orlando at BigORadioshow.com. Orlando at BigORadioshow.com. Check it out there. Let's take a quick break. Back with more right here on the Big O Show, live from Craig Zinn's Acura of Pembroke Pines.
America's safest and best-selling compact luxury SUV is at Acura of Pembroke Pines, and this is how we do it. RDX, $339 a month at Acura of Pembroke Pines, the #1 volume Acura dealer.
No one expects to get into a crash, but I expect you to go to accidentlawfirm.com if you do. Make sure when hiring a driver, you go through a rideshare app so that you can be covered by the insurance, which can be up to $1 million whether you're a passenger or a driver. In other words, don't try to save a few bucks by paying cash instead of going through the app. I'm attorney Bobby Nunez from Nunez Law in Miami, and we're here to help you through the process. Go to accidentlawfirm.com for a free consultation from me, Bobby Nunez. That's accidentlawfirm.com.
Are you tired of watching the same old travel videos on the internet? Well, then check out MikeNoGoZones.com, a travel documentary that's breaking barriers. I go to the places that the media tells you to fear, where no one else dares to go. Baltimore, Opelika, South Side of Chicago, and more. Go to MikeNoGoZones.com.
It's a buyer's market at Toyota of Hollywood. Over 1,500 Toyotas on the ground, and truckloads just keep on coming. Now pay up to 50% less. 2020 Camry, not $29,000, $17,775. 2020 Corolla, not $22,000, $13,775. Buy a new 2020 Toyota with 0 down and 0% financing, or we'll make your payments till 2021. At Toyota of Hollywood, the #1 volume Toyota dealer on 441 between Hollywood Boulevard and Sheridan Street.
This is the Big O Show. 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 is the Big O Show.
Welcome back. We take you till about 2 o'clock here on the program, coming to you live from Craig Zinn's Acura of Pembroke Pines. 10 years, baby, 10 years. We do want to tell you about Moodius Dental. Got a new Invisalign in, and whether it's Invisaligns, implants, you name it, Moodius Dental, state-of-the-art equipment, family-owned, great people. Eric Moodius is just absolutely awesome, folks, and take it from somebody that I'm experiencing it myself. In fact, I got a new set of Invisaligns in. I got one more set to go, and I'm done, actually. So one more week. Well, 2 weeks away, because this one I'll be on for a week, and then the next one will be on for another week. So then we will be, I think it's pretty much done. Our teeth will be completely straightened out and everything. So, but listen, right now, they are open for you if you need an emergency. If you're in pain right now, cavity, root canal, anything along those lines, and you're, stuck right now in quarantine, don't be in quarantine in pain, all right? So reach out to the great people at Moodius Dental, 305-821-0231. That's 305-821-0231. Or, of course, go to the website, moodiusdental.com. As always, we appreciate all of you keeping it locked here on the program. You can reach out to us on the accidentlawfirm.com text line, 786-322-1105. That's 786-322-1105. If you want to get in on the accidentlawfirm.com text line, let me see. Oh, don't you think it's crazy to believe that Fitzpatrick is going to ball out this year when his history shows that if he does well one year or bad the next, our expectation is too high? 6 or 7 wins sounds reasonable. Aha. You have to remember this. He has to be playing winning football to keep his job. So if he is not playing winning football, they benched him for Rosen last year because he started bad. And then he got on track. I think that's why they improved the running game, because they want to rely more on the ball, on running the ball. I think that's why they brought in a Matt Breida, because they want him catching more passes out of the backfield, because Kalen Ballage has got, obviously Butterfingers. So I think that there's a lot more to it than you realize, and they know what Fitzpatrick is. We all know what Fitzpatrick is. And he's terrific as a bridge guy right now. But as long as he's playing, good enough football for them that it's not costing them anything, they won't use anybody else. But if he's going to open the door for Rosen or Tua, you know how he does it? By playing bad football. Let's see how everything develops. I'm not ready to say he's going to have a great year or a bad year. I just think that everything around him is better. So I think that Fitz has to do less in order to win than compared to last year. Last year, he had to be the miracle worker because there wasn't a lot of options. He has options now. Let's see how it all develops. Let's see, what else do we have? Bro, 75% of the deaths are documented as not being COVID, but were labeled as COVID because they wanted hospital funding and revenue. Stop the crap. Yeah, and you have all that proof, right? I don't believe anything right now, bro. Okay? I don't believe the people that don't want to believe, and I don't believe the extremes of the cases and everything else. Maybe they're not telling us about all the cases. Maybe there are even more cases. I have no idea. Okay? I don't know. I don't know what to believe. I do know this. It's contagious as hell. Okay? And when you give me that kind of attitude, you might be also thinking that it's like the flu. And so, I'm sorry, man. All I know is what I see. I see friends of mine losing healthy parents. I have a problem with that. I'm sorry. I'm not used to friends of mine saying I lost this person, that person to the flu. I know people die from the flu. I get it. But I never hear people put it this way. I know more people now that have died from COVID than the flu. You can tell me all you want about how bad the flu is. How many people do you know that died from the flu, Bill? In your
That would
lifetime?
be a big donut, man.
I know. I'm just trying to figure that out because I don't have anybody in my lifetime, 53 years on Earth, not one of my friends, not one of my family members, no one's died from the flu. So you could give me all those numbers about how many people die from the flu. But I have personal friends of mine that have lost people from COVID. I have yet to go to a funeral that the person died from the flu. And I know people die from the flu, but I'm just telling you, okay? I don't know how many of you have that, but I have 0, and so does Bill. 0 for the flu. I have 3 for COVID now.
Here, statistic. Why didn't numbers come out of nursing home issues? The numbers and stuff like that. You know how they tried to suppress that? I mean, come on, man.
I don't need to get into the political side of it and all that.
But there's just so much evidence.
I'm just giving you common sense stuff. Okay? Common sense stuff. Sit back and think about it. How many people do you know that died from the flu? I don't care what numbers they give you. You tell me. Because I never run into it. Never. COVID, I've already got 3. So 3-0 in 53 years. So when somebody's dying from the flu, can you hold their hand? Yeah, you can. How come you can't in COVID? So is that made up too? I'm sorry, is that? I mean, we got to use common sense sometimes. You know what I'm saying? I don't care about what the numbers are, if you're fudging them one way or another, if you're a Democrat, if you're a Republican. I don't care about any of that, bro. I don't care about any of that. All I know is this thing is something that can be transferred to any of us at any time. Really easy. And can cause some serious issues for a lot of us. Just saying.
I haven't heard a comment, and I just noticed it. Bro, I love that shirt, man.
Oh, the ELO
yeah,
Madison
and you know
Square
what?
Garden.
I'm going to do
Thank
a
you.
little adjustment. It's going to look weird, but I'm going to move the little white box so that maybe they can see it better.
I see what you did there. Okay, thank you. Duck Dog says, great shirt, Big O. Love you, my man. Stay well, my brother. Keep rocking. Thank you, Duck Dog. I appreciate you, man, as always, keeping it locked here on our program. Omar Lopez says, Big O, around 1:15 p.m., you should be able to see and hear the Blue Angels flying over Pines just east of 75. Okay, 1:15. Oh, okay. All right, so we got a little bit of time. Thank you, Omar.
I'm setting an alarm.
Thank you, Omar. Appreciate you, man. That's very nice. Tua will be a top 5 quarterback soon. Richard, I hope so, my brother. Oh, man. You know what I would give to have a great quarterback here for the Miami Dolphins once again? That would be heaven. Oh, that would be awesome. Listen, I think I've told you all this for a long time. I don't have a problem with Tua the passer. I told you I get sexually aroused with accuracy. This kid's deadly accurate, man. You know, the things that I love about quarterbacks when they're accurate in ball placement and they know how to lead a receiver and throw them open and those kind of things, and they can see through different levels and throw through different windows. He can do all of that. You know what my only concern is with Tua? It's one thing, and it's extremely, extremely, worrisome, and that's his injury history. And whether he wants to deny it or not, whether he wants to talk about it or not, or avoid it or whatever, or anybody else, those are the facts. The kid is injury prone, okay? Let's just hope that it was all bad luck, and we got to hope that he can stay healthy. We got to hope that he does his part too. Get rid of the damn football. And in the NFL, there's no Chad Henne pat. Okay, you can't do that. And there's no Ryan Tannehill, hold. No, that doesn't go on here. It's snap, drop, deliver. There's no snap, drop, and wait and scan and scan and scan. No. You got to be making your decision as you're dropping back. So when you plant that back foot, the next step is the throwing motion. Because in this league, you're going to get killed. And there's no offensive line that's going to give you 5 seconds. Even if you had 5 Jonathan Ogdens, you're not getting 5 seconds in this league. Well, maybe there's a slight chance if you had 5 Jonathan Ogdens. I got to give Jonathan Ogden just a little credit here. He was pretty special. I'm with you. I think Tua can be a great passer in this league. It's just the injuries, man. The injuries. That's why I'm telling you that it might be unfair what I'm saying about the offensive line, but if those guys gel, this is a playoff team. In this league, in this division, it's a playoff team. Now, that's an enormous if. To all of a sudden ask Austin Jackson and Jesse Davis and Flowers and Dieter and Hunt and all these guys to all of a sudden gel in a shortened offseason and become a line. Is it possible? Of course, anything is possible. Okay? But if it happens, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to have a lot of fun watching Dolphin football this year. A lot of fun. And it will surprise a lot of people out there like they did last year. Really. Because by going 5-4 at the end of the season and having a winning record in your last 9 games, nobody would have predicted that. Nobody in the world. You're 0-7 and somebody tells you, hey, you guys are going to end up with 5 wins? Come on, dude. Get the hell out of here. You mean they're going to win 5 out of their last 9 games? What are you smoking? Right? That's what you would be telling them. So let's hope the boys can turn the corner, because if they do, it's going to be awesome, man. Let's see. George says he needs to just learn how to throw it away. I agree with that. Tua don't extend plays. Tua don't extend plays and will be fine. Well, I mean, there's nothing wrong with extending the play at the right moment, okay? You just have to have an awareness of what you're doing. So there are moments that you can extend the play, but you've got to be smart about it. If you got a guy barreling down on your ass, just get rid of it. There's no extending anymore. Get rid of the football. Don't give anybody a free shot at you. And that's what I'm hoping, that the quarterback coach sits there and looks at Tua in the eye and say, okay, let me ask you something. Do you want to get beat up? No. Okay, well, in this league, they can't wait to beat you up. So the second the play's done and there's nowhere to go, you must get rid of it. There's no hanging on and you're watching a linebacker close in on you. There's no hanging on and the defensive end has broken free from the tackle and you're waiting for something to get open to just, no. Get rid of the football. Okay? The Duck Dog. All right. We got our first super chat of the day. The Duck Dog is in. Duck Dog 1104. Thank you, sir. I appreciate you. And he put in there, thanks for making week doable, my man. I appreciate it. Thank you. Thank you all, those of you that chime in every single day and watch us, listen to us, download us, chat, email, super chat, all of that. Thank you. Duck Dog with a little super chat. All right. I like it. All right. What else do we have that I want to talk about here on the program? We had the Publix guy. You guys know that Peyton Manning, Tom Brady, Phil Mickelson, and Tiger Woods are playing that 2-on-2, right? That foursome. And they're doing it for charity, which is going to be cool. It's going to be a fun thing. So they had a little kind of get-together to promote the event, right? All 4 of them were on different Zoom cameras, obviously. And so Peyton Manning took a moment to kind of talk about the event and promote it coming up. Let's hear from Peyton Manning because this is what you call radio gold. And Peyton Manning, this whole event is going to be fun to watch simply because of Peyton Manning. Okay? Go ahead.
Hold on. Because of Brady becoming a different person, being out from under New England, I think he might actually bring something to the table, though.
Oh, yeah, there's no doubt. But he wouldn't even be doing this if he was with the Patriots. That's the other thing. I mean, you would have never caught him on Howard Stern. He wouldn't be doing this 2-on-2 stuff. He wouldn't be breaking into people's homes. He wouldn't be, illegally at parks, all that stuff. I mean, Brady's become a complete delinquent since he left the New England Patriots. Go ahead. Let's talk about Peyton, the criminal, and the other two guys.
Ernie, the course, the tournament had to be in Florida. After Tom's B&E arrest, with the ankle monitor, he couldn't leave the state, so it had to be in Florida. Tiger and I talked to the sheriff in Tampa. He's going to be allowed to go to Palm Beach to play. I'll be honest, I've never played Tom very well on his home turf, and so maybe this is considered a neutral site, and I would have loved to have had this tournament in a place where they don't like Tom very much, Indianapolis, Denver, Boston, after he just betrayed them and broke their hearts. So Palm Beach is the best we can probably do. Look, I think the teams are fair. I think, Phil chose the right partner in Tom. Together, they have 11 championships. Tiger and I have 17, the way I count it, right, Tiger?
Oh, man, that's going to be fun. I think you're right to a certain extent, Bill, that I think Brady will be a little bit more open, but I just don't think he has it in him to be Peyton Manning.
Oh, he won't. He's not going to bring it like Peyton.
Peyton is a natural, bro. Peyton is, if you watch Cooper and you watch Peyton, you see that there's these are just electric personalities. And I'm talking about Cooper Manning, who didn't play quarterback like Eli and Peyton. But, he does that stuff for, I think it's Fox or NBC. I forgot which one. But he does a really good job with it, actually. He's pretty funny at times. And so that's where I would tell you that this is going to be fun to watch just with Peyton alone. With Peyton alone, it makes it watchable. You know what I mean? And whatever you think about the competition between the four or the other two guys or whatever, that's fine. But Peyton Manning is going to bring the entertainment to that. It's going to be awesome, dude. And somebody put there on the text machine that, what is it, Tom? Truth is, Brady is now selling Brady. It's so true. It's so true. Now, do you blame Tom for that? I don't, in a way. I don't really blame Tom in a way for being normal now, right? Because he was with the Patriots, he was kind of abnormal. He was a robot, saying all the things that they want you to say, doing all the things that they need you to do, and all that other crap. And he really never kind of was able to, like Gronk would at least do a little Gronk stuff. He had his Gronk cruises. He did some crazy stuff in different talk shows and all that. So Gronk's personality still was able to come out at times, but it seemed like Brady was all business all the time, right? Now, since he's left Belichick's shadow, it's kind of allowed him to open up a little bit and enjoy life a little bit more. And in the process, do a little bit more for his brand, his business. And I get that. I don't have a problem with that, man. He's earned it, man. The guy's got 6 titles. You know what I'm saying? So if he's out there to sell himself, if he's out there to have a little fun, if he's out there to maybe enjoy these kind of moments a little bit more, then so be it, man. Good for him. Okay? And I'm glad that, the Dolphins handed his ass a loss the last time he was a Patriot. That's all.
His last pass as a Patriot, pick 6.
Exactly. I love it. I love it.
You know what? I mean, you could see right out the bat, Peyton, and I love the commercial. Archie, him and Eli walking down the hall doing the tour of the ESPN, and they're sitting there poking each other's ear and kicking each other and stuff.
It's awesome. It's awesome. Radically says, I like Dieter's progress last season. Think he will be the starting center. AB? Hey, man. If he ends up in the starting center, guard, whatever, I'm good with that. I'll take it. I got no problem whatsoever. Ryan Tannehill was clutch. Yeah. All right, let's do this. I'm going to break here real quick. We'll come back on the other side. When we do, I want to talk a little Ryan Tannehill because the man came through in a big-time way. Really classy move by Ryan. I also have a funny soundbite of an athlete taking a shot at another athlete, and the way he was describing him was, absolutely hilarious. Let me tell you about VSS West Pines. We love talking about Jose, Jason, Alex, just all the great people out there at VSS West Pines, 12397 Pembroke Road, folks. Whether it's CBD or any of your other needs, from hookahs to water pipes, you name it, rolling papers. They've got the largest selection out there from raw to smoking brands. And when it comes to CBDs, they've got them for you. They've got them for your pets. So if your pets are a little anxious out there and you want to calm them down a little bit, little CBD products will help out. And remember, CBD is not a drug, okay? It's not illegal. It is the medicinal side of the plant, and it's great for stress. It's great for pain. It's great for anxiety. This is why CBD products, and they've got them all kinds, from topicals to edibles to tinctures to flour, you name it, they've got it for you. 12397 Pembroke Road. Go to the website, VSSWestPines.com.
Supposedly we're 11 minutes away if you're in Pembroke Pines area, the Blue Angel flyover.
There you go. All right, let's take a quick break. Back with more.
Don Shula had an interest.
America's safest and best-selling compact luxury SUV is at Acura of Pembroke Pines, and this is how we do it. RDX, $339 a month at Acura of Pembroke Pines, the #1 volume Acura dealer.
No one expects to get into a crash, but I expect you to go to accidentlawfirm.com if you do. Make sure when hiring a driver, you go through a rideshare app so that you can be covered by the insurance, which can be up to $1 million whether you're a passenger or a driver. In other words, don't try to save a few bucks by paying cash instead of going through the app. I'm attorney Bobby Nunez from Nunez Law in Miami, and we're here to help you through the process. Go to accidentlawfirm.com for a free consultation from me, Bobby Nunez. That's accidentlawfirm.com.
Are you tired of watching the same old travel videos on the internet? Well, then check out MikeNoGoZones.com, a travel documentary that's breaking barriers. I go to the places that the media tells you to fear, where no one else dares to go. Baltimore, Opelika, South Side of Chicago, and more. Go to MikeNoGoZones.com.
It's a buyer's market at Toyota of Hollywood. Over 1,500 Toyotas on the ground, and truckloads just keep on coming. Now pay up to 50% less. 2020 Camry, not $29,000, $17,775. 2020 Corolla, not $22,000, $13,775. Buy a new 2020 Toyota with 0 down and 0% financing, or we'll make your payments till 2021 at Toyota of Hollywood, the #1 volume Toyota dealer on 441 between Hollywood Boulevard and Sheridan Street.
This is the Big O Show. 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 the Big O Show. This is the Big O Show. This is the Big O Show.
All right, we are back. I got to give Ryan Tannehill a little love here on the program. You know me, I don't give Ryan Tannehill a lot of love as a quarterback because, I just think he's a jag when it's all said and done. But I'm the first guy to tell you he is a great individual, a fantastic young man, a guy that will definitely always make you feel good as a coach, that you're not going to get that 2 a.m. call. You're not going to get like this moron Earl Thomas, that he's banging some hoe and then his wife comes over with a gun and all. You're never going to get that from the Tannehills. They act like normal human beings. You know what I mean? So, Ryan Tannehill, all right, may not be the most exciting quarterback in the league. That's what the article says, but he did offer a little electricity for at least one teammate. Eric Bacharach from the Nashville Tennessean says that Titans center Ben Jones said he was grateful to his quarterback who let him borrow his house after he was without power for 3 days after a windstorm left them in the dark. I have a great teammate who's not staying in Nashville right now, so we're staying at his house, Jones said. Tannehill came in clutch for us because it got a little cold on Wednesday. So Tannehill, by the way, is still in Florida with his family from his Dolphin days. So it looks like he still resides here permanently, but I guess he's got a home in Tennessee to play during the season. And he allowed his linemen to use the home because he's got electricity there. That's pretty cool, man. That's a nice move there. Ryan's a great kid, man. He is a fantastic young man. He's one of those guys. I would love to see him turn into a franchise quarterback. I really would. I don't care that I would be wrong. I've been wrong 1,000 times. I'll be wrong 1,000 more times. Doesn't matter to me. But he is easy to root for. Okay? I mean, it doesn't get any easier than that guy because he's so classy, and you want him to succeed. But as long as it's not against the Dolphins now. Good thing is they're not on the schedule this year, right? So they don't have to worry about stopping Derrick Henry, which would be one pain in the ass. There we go. So King Short says, Big O calling his dealer, LOL. Yeah, that's what I was doing. Yep, got to order my heroin for the weekend, you know?
Oh, isn't that helicopter in the flight plan of the Blue Angels shortly, right? Is that?
That's
not a good spot to be, right?
Oh, no, that's not. It may not be the flight plan. You know what I mean? But, yeah, there is a copter that's hanging out in the air right in front of us.
That looks like maybe I-75.
Yeah, well, that's definitely I-75. So, you know, let's see. All right. So maybe what I'll let me film this crap. Right? What the hell? I film it and maybe we see. The thing is, man, it is hard to see that damn helicopter. So there we go. So the Blue Angels, what? 115, they said? Is that what
yes,
they told us?
115. I got an alarm set for 14. It's 12 or 11. We're like any moment.
Okay. All right. All right, so we're supposedly going to see the Blue Angels. I've seen these before. I've done the air shows and all that stuff.
Probably go back to the days when it was at Opelika, right? Airport?
Well, I did it. I actually was working at Radio Acción, and I did a play-by-play in Spanish of the air show, and it was in Fort Lauderdale. It was at Fort Lauderdale Beach. Because I remember that was
an Air and Sea show then.
Yes, an Air and Sea show, and that was a long, long weekend, bro. I remember that like it was that was almost 30 years ago when I did that. An Air and Sea show in Spanish. I had a colonel and a general next to me that were former pilots and all that stuff, so they were helping me describe all the tricks and all the things that they were doing. And they were also telling us what kind of planes were coming out there, because obviously there were several planes and helicopters and all that. And they knew the difference in the models and all those, and what they specifically use them for in warlike situations, all that kind of stuff. So it was fun because I like watching, all of that happen. But I got to tell you, doing that all day, all weekend, that was a long-ass weekend. And doing I swear to you, it must have been a 6 to 8 hour broadcast. I doubt anybody that's on this whole chat board even knows about that or even listened to Radio Acción back in those days, about 30 years ago when I was doing that stuff, man. That was that were fun times, man. All right, 786-322-1105. If you want to get in on the accidentlawfirm.com text line, you can also reach out to us on Twitter. That's at Big O Show. Follow us as always. They're on Twitter at Big O Show 114. So we got 115 they're going to come out.
I'll tell you a story. One was really cool. Back in the day, my aunt and uncle being part owner of Miami Lakes Cafe, assistant manager, blah. There was buildings right like 2 blocks away from the Opa-locka Airport. I think it was actually the last year it was there. They had a stealth bomber, okay? And we're up on the patio, like the 5th floor, 2-3 blocks away from Opa-locka. Bro, the stealth bomber's coming down the land. Didn't hear nothing until it's like out on Red Road, 2-3 blocks in front of us. And it was just that huge thing, could not hear it until it got out in our visual in front of us. And it was like, man, that's Black Death. Yeah. You cannot hear it. That was scary.
It's kind of the idea, right? That's it. Blue Angels just flew over Brickell. Buckle up. That's what Omar says. So where they go and Brickell up the coast and then they go around this way or something? Is that what they're doing? I don't know. Because we're out west. And obviously somebody's prepared, because that helicopter flying above us, they must want to get the aerial shot of it. And so they know what the flight pattern is, because I'm sure they've been told exactly what the flight pattern is. So it looks like it's going to go in front of us.
Bro, is this the Navy throwing a little
Because we're facing east right now.
But I don't know with the tree line if we're going to be able to see far enough east on the horizon. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I have no idea. Now, if they fly, I don't think they'll fly that close to 75. So I think they'll fly a little higher. So I think we've got a shot at it. One of the sales guys is out here with his phone. He's filming, trying to see if he catches the Blue Angels come on by. All right.
You know what? I'm thinking, Fort Lauderdale Airport. They've got to be on the either, because I know working at the dock at Port Everglades, they either got to be out over the ocean or way inside, be it between 90, because you can't, the airport, obviously.
Right, exactly. So they've got to go, that's why they've got to go either up the coast and then around the airport and then coming down this way. Why are we in their flight pattern is the problem. I don't, why are we?
Dude, they want to do some entertainment. Okay. The Navy wants to throw us down here in South Florida a little entertainment, man.
Gonna fly over Memorial west on Flamingo. Oh, we won't see it then. We won't see it. If it's by Flamingo, they'd have to be really high up for us to see it from here on Flamingo. Because Flamingo is east from us here about, I want to say about 4 or 5 miles. So, yeah, we're not close enough. I don't think we'll see the Blue Angels fly over. So there you go, unfortunately. But it is 1:17. So are they, you said 1:15? What are they, on Cuban time? So even the Blue Angels are on Cuban time? Is that what's going on?
When in Miami, be a Miamian. Cuban time.
Dean G says, hey, Big O, great show as usual. You rock in Connecticut. Thank you, Dean. I appreciate you, my brother. Thank you. You all rock. Tuning in every day, supporting us, downloading. You all rock, man. Can't say enough about what you guys bring to the table. Tony Ferguson, who, of course, is Gaethje, I think is how it's pronounced, right? Is that's his opponent on Saturday night, UFC 249. So Tony Ferguson was asked about Conor McGregor. Can we get that Tony Ferguson cut? So Tony was taking a shot at Conor and describing Conor McGregor. Can you fire off that Tony Ferguson soundbite? And it was pretty funny stuff. Here's Tony Ferguson talking about. Here we go. Let's see. Where are they? I don't see them. Oh, I see them. There we go.
Look over the stop sign. They're right over there.
I see it. I see it. Yeah, you can barely see it over
Okay,
the
got 'em.
lines. Yeah, I saw one of them at least. Yeah, I saw one. There you go. So Blue Angels cruising by. They're a little
Nice heads up by our listeners, yes?
I figure, yeah, I just, we were too east, man. We're too west, I'm sorry. That's the problem. You only saw one of them. You barely saw it over the tree lines that we have here. Barely. Yeah, well, it is what it is. What are you going to do?
Some catch is better than no catch.
Yes, yes. So let's hear from Tony Ferguson. And he is talking a little bit about Conor McGregor. Check this out.
It's like chicken nuggets. You ever seen chicken nuggets made? It's made of that fake pink stuff, man. I mean, I love chicken nuggets, but I'm going to be real, man. He's fake. He's an athlete when I first met him, but you hang around other people and you just, you don't know how to spend your money. You're a knucklehead out there. That's not somebody I want to compete against. I mean, we were managed by the exact same team. I had to get out of that bad relationship, and now I'm represented by Belangi Group. And these guys are doing work and diligence, man, because they've seen how hard I work. And obviously, Conor's a good athlete, but, I mean, he's not on the radar, no, man. I mean, really, everybody at SportsCenter and ESPN, they want to keep posting these videos, and they want to make sure that Conor staying in the limelight. But I'm going to be real. The two athletes that are keeping this sport alive is myself and Justin Gaethje at UFC 249.
There you go. I mean, Conor is only relevant by name. And he has to kind of earn his stripes back to becoming that, the great fighter that he was. And after he got his ass kicked by the Russian, that he has not really, the guy he just fought was a tomato can. So he's got to fight guys like this to kind of get back to that point where people are saying, okay, he's no longer just a mouth. But I love how he described him like a chicken McNugget. Now, something tells me McDonald's is not going to give him any kind of sponsorship soon. But I will say this. If I'm a competing fast food joint and I want to sell my chicken nuggets, like you're PDQ, and you want to announce that, hey, why are you going to get Burger King chicken nuggets or McDonald's or whatever? Have PDQs or, whatever. I'm just having fun with it. And PDQ becomes his sponsor. That way, you say you want real chicken nuggets, you go to PDQ, and that becomes the thing. So that actually, if I was competing with McDonald's and I had that product, I would go after Tony Ferguson. Alexa V, yes, super chat. No. Thank you, Alexa V. Appreciate you as always.
Is she making anything for lunch?
I don't know. I didn't catch it because this chat board is so
flying
active.
by.
Yeah, we don't
There's
know.
too many people in
We don't know what Alexa V is going to eat. I did have my hot dog yesterday. Posted it on Twitter and on Instagram. Went over, saw my boy Vic at Sweet Dogs on 8th Street. Had a great time. Hung out with him a little bit. And had my hot dog with the chile and the those Cuban French fries. Put that on top. Oh, so good, man. Their chili that they make over there is so good, man. Okay, if you get a chance, go to Sweet Dogs. Okay, they're not a sponsor of our show. I've known Vic for a while. He almost became a sponsor over at the other place that I was at. But one of the reasons why I would proudly represent them is because I know the product is great. You know what I mean? And if you want a chance, go to the 49th and 8th Street, 47th and 8th Street, and go see Sweet Dogs. Go see Victor. Tell him I sent you, and you're gonna have one of the best dogs you've ever had. I promise you. Okay, really, really good. Flipper13 says Cuban fries. Tell me about this. You know those little they're like stick fries or whatever. What are they called?
They are called potato sticks.
Potato sticks. There you go. But I say Cuban fries because Cubans put them on their steak sandwiches
Yes,
and all that stuff.
old school steak sandwiches, but the Cuban hamburgers.
Right, that too.
Yes.
La fritas. They also have the Cuban fries on them. So that's why they're potato sticks, but I called them Cuban fries. That's what I meant by potato sticks. Okay? There you go.
See, for me, Cuban fries would be fried yuca.
Okay.
Okay.
All right.
Yeah, and that, oh, man, that's really the only way I could eat yuca. That is fire.
Yep. Anthony Perez says, Big O, good to hear you. What is Super Chat versus regular chat? Well, Super Chat is a way people support our show. Okay? Because we obviously, it takes finances to run all of this. Okay? And so we have great sponsors. Super Chat is another way. We're going to be adding shirts and hats after the pandemic is over and, what's it called? The delivery and everything is back to normal again. So that's going to be another way that people can support our shows. So that's what Super Chat is. You'll see the little $sign on your chat board on the right, on the bottom there when you type in. That's the Super Chat. There you go. So lots of people support us in many ways: downloading, subscribing, sharing, Super Chat, sponsors. And remember, if you visit Moody's Dental, if you visit Craig Zinn Acura, if you go to BSS West Pines, if you go to Canes, where any of our sponsors, all right, make sure you tell them about us. That's another way that you can help us, because if you go give them business, tell them that you're giving them business because you heard it on our show. Those are other ways to support our show. So Super Chat is part of that. Okay? There you go. Let's see. What do we have here on the boy, you guys don't stop on the chat board. You guys are just constantly, I mean, it's amazing.
At least you're not feeling left out, bro.
Well,
Okay.
sometimes I am. Richard says, can you have the guy from Publix on your show as a guest? I don't know if I could have that guy, because I would want to, punch him. A guy like that just deserves an ass kicking. You know what I'm saying? That's just kind of the feeling. When you're going to treat that woman at Publix that way, it disgusts me to the point that I can't be around an individual like that, because I'm just going to want to beat the crap out of him. You know what I mean? I kind of want to beat the crap out of him right now, just watching the video. I can't imagine if he starts screaming and spewing that ignorant crap in front of me. I don't know if I could keep my cool. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, I could never have that guy on at all. Anthony Perez chiming in on the Super Chat. Thank you, Anthony Perez. Thank you for supporting the show, my man. Appreciate you, as always. We appreciate all of you out there. 167 in the house and 61 likes. Come on. I'm with George. Let's go. More likes. Big O, are you on Sirius this weekend? Yes, I'll be on tomorrow morning at 8 a.m., 8 to 11, like every Saturday. And from 10 to 11, Alex Marvez will co-host with me. Okay? So, channel 82 tomorrow on Sirius, we will be rocking the airwaves and having some fun. So, Tony Ferguson takes his shot at Conor McGregor. Conor McGregor is also in the headlines because Oscar De La Hoya may want to fight him. Did you hear about this? So, De La Hoya now claims he never actually asked Conor to fight him, saying, for the record, McGregor, I never challenged you. I was just asked a question, and I simply spoke the truth. So, Oscar said he can knock out Conor in 2 rounds. Conor McGregor says, prove it, calling out the legend for a real deal boxing match. So what are we waiting for? Let's do this, right? Here's how it all started. The 47-year-old was asked about his chances against the 31-year-old UFC superstar earlier in the week, saying it would be a cakewalk. He goes 2 rounds. The Golden Boy said, the State of Combat podcast, because one thing about me is I went for the kill always. And look, Conor McGregor I love him in the octagon. I respect him. I watch him all the time. But the boxing ring is a whole different story. It's a whole different story. Conor, who's always wanted a second shot at a boxing match following his loss to Floyd Mayweather, heard about, Oscar De La Hoya, said he wants to fight the legend. He says, I accept your challenge, Oscar De La Hoya, Conor tweeted. So now Conor hasn't had a pro fight since losing to Manny Pacquiao in 2008. So will he do this or will he back out now? Is the question. And so, and he's right that he didn't directly challenge him, but he did say, I would knock him out in 2 rounds. And I got to tell you something. The fight with Mayweather, because Mayweather isn't a knockout guy anymore, that's the only reason why Conor may want to get in the ring with somebody else. But if that somebody else has punching power still, and I don't know if Oscar still has punching power, he is in good shape. But boxing, he's right about that. It is a different monster. And Conor McGregor looked terrible in that fight. Mayweather could do whatever he wanted in that fight. All Conor wants is a payday. That's all he's looking for. Nothing more, nothing less than a payday. Now, there's a part of me that wants to see this only because if somebody else is willing to kick Conor McGregor's ass, I would love that. You know what I'm saying? That's really what it's all about. Selfishly, what Khabib did to him was so, it was one of those things. It was orgasmic for me pretty much. Because Conor McGregor is such a horse's ass that he deserved to get his ass kicked. In a big time way. And I was so happy that they beat his ass down to shut him up. And so one more of those beatings and his career's over. Because you've already kind of fallen off that totem pole and that fear factor is not there anymore with you. If you get another beating, and if it's by a 47-year-old, wow, that's going to be really bad. And he can't box. I love how, because you and I, we can throw a couple of punches and all that, and then we think we're boxers or something. It's just so ridiculous. I love how people will easily disrespect somebody else's sport. You know what I mean? I remember when Chad Johnson was wanting to be a soccer player, and they gave him a tryout. It's like, okay, dude, I get it. You can do the river dance on TV, and you might be able to kick the soccer ball around, and maybe you did it in high school. That doesn't make you a professional. You have no idea how good these guys are with that foot and that ball, bro. You have no idea. It's like hockey players. Just because maybe you can skate around a little bit and they give you a stick doesn't mean jack, bro. Doesn't mean you have no idea how good these guys are on skates and how they can control the puck with that stick. They are magicians with that stuff. But even athletes, because, it's, we have some fun. Oh, I could do that, and I can do this. And we screw around with that. But it's funny when athletes actually do it, because you would figure that they would want more respect for their sport, but they're willing to go disrespect somebody else's sport. And that's the part that it's like, it's so silly, man. I'm telling you. And he is going to get absolutely killed. Okay? Oh, we got some more super chats. First of all, Anthony Perez came in with the super chat. Omar Lopez. Oh, thank you for giving us a little love here on the super chat. Rick Begley also on the super chat saying, you're the man. Oh, respect. No, sir. You all out there are the men and women that keep us going every single day. So thank you all out there for giving us a little love. Rick, appreciate you. Appreciate all of you out there. Duck Dog, Alexa, Anthony Perez, Omar Lopez, Rick Begley. Thank you all for helping us out here and helping us grow every single day on the program. That is awesome.
I have a question.
Yes.
Shouldn't Connor just concentrate on his scotch? Right? And I'd like to put it out there. Has anybody out there tried his scotch?
I'm not a scotch guy, so I would be the worst person to ask about that
Well,
stuff.
I wasn't asking you. I was asking everybody else.
Well, you know that. That's why.
Yeah,
exactly.
no. I
Yeah,
mean,
I don't know anything about his scotch. If anybody out there knows about his scotch, send it in.
I used to be, I did the Chevis, and then I went to Doors. I like Doors, but, I haven't done Doors in probably years. But just to see how the scotch is, being an Irishman,
Yeah. Nope. By the way, Pat Nashville, which you're always listening, I got your email on the Shula patch that you had. I loved it. It's like a silhouette. He got the jaw and everything. That would be like a really cool patch if they're able to do that. Okay? But that's an idea, and I do hope. I mean, Garfinkel, man, Garfinkel's a stud. He'll figure all this stuff out, and he'll do something really good. I was just checking the email, so if you guys want to ever send me an email at any time, you want to take some time to, rip me or whatever it is, we appreciate it. Orlando at BigORadioshow.com. Everything's Big O Radio Show. When you search for us on YouTube, Big O Radio Show. On Instagram, Big O Radio Show. On audio, iTunes, Spotify, Stitcher, Google Play, Stitcher, Big O Radio Show. The only thing that is Big O Show is Twitter. Everything else is Big O Radio Show. So we appreciate it. If you want, send us the email, Orlando at Big O Radio Show, and check it out.
I hate to be the downer dude, but going through here and setting up the podcast, the replays.
Yep.
I just saw the Rockville. Dude, isn't today supposed to be the start of Rockville?
Yeah, May 8, 9, and 10. Yes. Yeah, today's Friday. Yes. Yes, it would have been the start of Rockville today.
Sorry.
And we would have gotten Metallica tonight. Because Metallica, if I'm correct, it was Friday and Sunday.
Friday and Sunday, that's correct.
Right,
Closed, two different sets.
Yeah, so we would have gotten both. We would have gotten Metallica and the start of it today. So, what are you going to do? I mean, it is what it is.
Did I tell you that I hate COVID-19, man?
We all do, my brother. It has set all of us back. Richard says, a puncher always has a chance. Remember George Foreman? Agree. Super Boom Shack says, remember ELO in the Xanadu soundtrack? Yes, I do. King Short says, everybody got a plan till they get hit in the mouth. That is the famous Tyson line. Richard McLean, who is the guy from Publix. Oh, Richard McLean is the guy in Publix? Okay, I don't know. I don't know if that's true or not. Let's see. Did you invite Bill? What are you asking me? What was I supposed to invite you to? I don't know.
Maybe to go eat at the wonderful taco place you've never told me about that's right down the street?
Oh, okay. I've never told you about I Love Tacos?
No, sir. I would have remembered that.
They do a really good job. Again, not a sponsor, but I call it like I see it. Right down the street, about 3 miles from us, on the south side on Pembroke Pines, because there's another one on the right side, on the north side, that's a little closer, and I think it's also called close to it, like I Love Tacos or something. Don't go to that one. It's the one on the south side, and it's about 3 miles down, I would say about. And it's next to a Dunkin' Donuts. Fat people know food. Dunkin' Donuts and a Subway's. So if you see, it's a small little shopping center, okay, on the left side. And when you see the I Love Tacos, the Subways, and the Dunkin' Donuts, that's the place, okay? And you will remember me. They do a really good job over there. They do a really nice job with their Mexican food, man. I love it. All right, let's take a break. Let's hit the final half hour of the program. Got a couple of Dolphin things I want to talk about, a couple of NFL things I also want to talk about. We will got some good sound bites too that I definitely want to use. We will do that when we come back right here on the Big O Show live from Craig Zinn's Acura of Pembroke Pines.
It's like chicken nuggets. It's like chicken nuggets. You ever seen chicken nuggets made? It's like chicken. You ever seen chicken nuggets? You hang around other people.
This is the Big O Show.
It's a buyer's market at Toyota of Hollywood. Over 1,500 Toyotas on the ground, and truckloads just keep on coming. Now pay up to 50% less. 2020 Camry, not $29,000, $17,775. 2020 Corolla, not $22,000, $13,775. Buy a new 2020 Toyota with zero down and 0% financing, or we'll make your payments till 2021 at Toyota of Hollywood, the #1 volume Toyota dealer on 441 between Hollywood Boulevard and Sheridan Street.
Are you tired of watching the same old travel videos on the internet? Well, then check out MikeNoGoZones.com, a travel documentary that's breaking barriers. I go to the places that the media tells you to fear, where no one else dares to go. Baltimore, Opelika, South Side of Chicago, and more. Go to MikeNoGoZones.com.
No one expects to get into a crash, but I expect you to go to accidentlawfirm.com if you do. Make sure when hiring a driver, you go through a rideshare app so that you can be covered by the insurance, which can be up to $1 million whether you're a passenger or a driver. In other words, don't try to save a few bucks by paying cash instead of going through the app. I'm attorney Bobby Nunez from Nunez Law in Miami, and we're here to help you through the process. Go to accidentlawfirm.com for a free consultation from me, Bobby Nunez. That's accidentlawfirm.com.
America's safest and best-selling compact luxury SUV is at Acura of Pembroke Pines, and this is how we do it. RDX, $339 a month at Acura of Pembroke Pines, the #1 volume Acura dealer.
This is the Big O Show. 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 This is the Big O Show.
We ready to go?
This is the Big O Show.
All righty. I was just talking to Larry Schlossberg right now from Craig Zinn, Acura, Pembroke Pines, where we're at. He was telling me 12th anniversary sale going on right now. Over the last 12 years, nobody has sold more Acura vehicles in the Southeast United States than the folks right here at Craig Zinn's, Acura, Pembroke Pines. Remember, they can deliver to you, so you don't even have to come here to purchase your car. They can bring it to you. You don't even have to leave your home. How beautiful is that? In fact, they think that that's going to be something that COVID is now going to turn people onto, because the people that have experienced it during COVID are telling other friends and all that, and so people are going to be a little bit more comfortable purchasing vehicles that way. How about that? So anyway, let's see. All of you are so nice and welcome me to me since the draft. Oh, well, Alexa B, well, you're very nice to everybody else, so they better be nice to you. Dano's Outdoor Reservation says, what's the holdup? It's called a break. I felt like taking a break. I was talking to the boss here at Craig Zinn's. So when you come see Larry Schlossberg, you tell him that Big O sent you. So Larry and I were having a little bit of a conversation. So, yeah, I know it was a little longer break than normal that I take, but, what can I tell you?
Yeah, sorry about that snafu. The pad got stuck, and I guess Ferguson just wanted to reiterate that, McGregor's a freaking chicken McNugget.
Yes. Basically. Dolphin-wise, we got the Dolphins always have had to be dealing with the Patriots. And a guy that we have to deal with is Belichick. So Dick Anderson was on with Damon Amendolara from CBS Radio. Damon used to be down here in South Florida. He's a nice kid, man. Does a nice job overall. So he had Dick Anderson on. And Dick was talking about Shula's, I don't know, should we call it love for Belichick or lack thereof? Let's hear from Dick Anderson on Shula talking about Belichick.
Don Shula had an interesting quote in recent weeks, and he was asked what he wanted his legacy to be. And he said that we won the right way, that it was always the right way. And I was wondering, do you think that Don Shula had either a resentment towards Bill Belichick and the Patriots because it appeared that they had cheated, or maybe the Steelers or the Raiders teams that you guys battled against that had maybe pressed the rules and pushed the envelope? Or was that just a general feeling that he wanted to do the things the right way? Or was that specific to other teams that he felt didn't do things the right way?
I think the latter, and I kind of laughed because he called Belichick Belicheat.
Yeah.
And but no, he was straightforward. He was, this is how we got to do it, and these are the rules, and this is what we're going to follow. And so, he didn't like, I think, the people that didn't follow the rules, and he did. I mean, he was a man. We kind of laugh about it, but he'd go to mass every morning on the way to practice, and then he'd yell at us the whole time.
The two sides of Don Shula.
Two sides of Don Shula.
That is funny. That's a good line there. You go to mass and then yell at us the whole day, which is and listen, Shoes was one of those guys that it was about doing it the right way, and that's always been his MO. Everybody knows that that's part of his history. So when he sees and has to deal with the Belichicks of the world or the Al Davises, from his day, it's just not in his DNA. And so when you're not surprised that he would think of Belichick and look at him that way. And whether Belichick likes it or not, and whether you agree with it or not, if you're a Patriots fan out there and you're watching this, this is the one thing that Belichick will not be able to shake. And you're going to have your group of people that are going to look at him as a cheater no matter what. No matter what he accomplishes, there's going to be a group of people that are going to look at him as a cheater. I mean, unfortunately for him.
And rightfully so, right?
Exactly.
I mean, how many times? Come on. Sorry.
Right.
If there's smoke, there's fire.
And that's where unfortunately, that's the bet he made. And so this is not a Shula thing. There's plenty of people that look at Belichick this way. But it's funny to hear, Dick Anderson talk about it that way. Now that Shula is gone, not that I don't think Shula would have a problem expressing himself either. I remember the line, they should evaluate the evaluators. That line that he had, from back in the day, and he was talking about his own team. So this is a guy that is always willing to, express himself. So I'm not surprised that he's not a Belichick fan, considering the way he carried himself. He is polar opposite of that dude. A couple of things that I wanted to talk about with the Dolphins' schedule. First of all, December 6th against the Bengals. I don't think we're going to see Tua, but it would be cool if you see Burrow versus Tua on December 6th to see where those two guys are at. And the thing that you got to look at is by December 6th, is Joe Burrow a confident player and playing well at that point? Or is he a rookie that has seen a lot of reality bite him, where? And is he a guy that right now is struggling at that point on December 6th, looking like your typical rookie does? You know what I'm saying? So that is one that I was looking at on December 6th against the Bengals. Against the Raiders on the 26th or 27th of December. Okay, we talked about the travel part of it. The question is, where is Miami at that point? Okay? I thought the Raiders actually had a decent draft overall, but John Gruden is still a guy that I don't buy. And so he has his own, deal with his quarterback and everything else. Where will the Raiders be by the end of the year? Where will the Dolphins be? How good will they be? How good will they be developed at that point? So that'll be interesting to see how good Miami is. Are they able to take that road win there in Las Vegas? October 4th against Russell Wilson and the Seahawks. That's going to be a lot of fun at Hard Rock Stadium. Russell obviously is a magician. But one of the things that I love that Miami did this offseason was beef up that secondary by adding Jones and drafting Noah, and you're going to get X back now 100%. You've got Bobby McCain in that secondary. Nick Needham adding a lot of depth to that team. I really like the Dolphins secondary. And so I know Russell Wilson's a stud, and I know he's got what's the name of that big-ass receiver that they drafted last year? It's got a boatload of talent. I love that kid, but it's going to be fun to watch the Dolphins secondary, even against good quarterbacks. Okay, San Francisco on October 11th, Week 5, so you play Seattle at home, then you go to San Francisco in Week 5, and again, Jimmy G and that great defense, that's going to be a really tough game overall. I don't like to play the schedule game, but that's probably a game that I'm looking at as a loss right now because San Francisco's so damn good. And all they did was improve that defense in the first round with their draft pick. Then you play Denver. And against Drew Lock, you got a shot. Okay? And then November 8th at Arizona, and you go up against the youngster who's got a hell of a receiving core, by the way. Okay, in Arizona, that one's going to be a lot of fun because by November 8th, the question is Tua healthy enough to play at that point? Because you're around a year. Where is the offensive line at that time, too? You know what I mean? Against Arizona. That's going to be an interesting part about that matchup there. And then you've got the last game of the season against Buffalo on January 3rd. In Buffalo. Now, again, Buffalo should win this division. Okay? Even though I'm not a Josh Allen guy, with their defense and their running game, they should be the better team in this division. I don't know. But last game of the season, that's going to be really, really tough for Miami in this schedule. Again, not a lot of primetime games, but this team hasn't arrived yet. So I want to show off Miami on those primetime games when they get to the point that they're really good. See, up against Jacksonville on a Thursday night, I don't mind because Miami actually has a chance at beating Jacksonville now. Interesting how one season changes the way you think about the team and how they have a shot against certain teams already. Julius 305 chiming in on the Super Chat. Thank you, Julius. Appreciate you, man. It says, great shows this week. Thank you, guys. Julius, appreciate you. Just like Alexa V, some of you out there, Duck Dog, doing it multiple times throughout the week. We appreciate you. SM Fins, which I don't know what SM Fins means, but thank you very much.
Sadomasochist.
Okay. All right. Sadomasochist Fins says, keep up the great work. Thank you, SM Fins, chiming in on the Super Chat. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And SM Fins, by the way, also puts, I usually only do podcasts. Thought I'd check in today. Did you check out the group Devilskin I sent you on text? You know what? Tonight I will check out Devilskin. I promise you that because I'm going to be relaxing, watching a lot of music tonight on YouTube. Okay? I did some sports and some TV shows with the wife yesterday, but I will check out Devil Skin today on it. And it's Steve in Pensacola. Steve, thank you very much. Appreciate you out there chiming in. Jimmy G, not so great, but the rest of the team is tip-top. That's a scary team, San Francisco, my brother. I'm not ready yet for my Dolphins to take down San Francisco. Would be nice. Would be nice. Like I tell you, Arizona, they got a shot. At Denver, they got a shot. You know what I'm saying? In Jacksonville, they got a shot. San Francisco, damn.
Bro, that overload at that defensive line, man.
Yeah.
That thing reminds me of that New York Giants team.
Yeah. That
just 7 guys, rotate 4 spots, and just kill you all day long.
Yeah.
Camped out in your backfield.
That San Fran team, that's a nasty, nasty, nasty defense, man. Agree, Buffalo wins the division by default and will lose in the first round of the playoffs as usual. Yeah, that I'm with you there. There's no doubt they won't last in the playoffs because they don't have the quarterback. So there you go. Matthew Walker says, Alexa V, tell him to unblock me so I can roast him some more. Unblock from where? From Twitter? I don't know. You could get blocked here on the chat board too. So watch yourself. Okay? And I normally don't unblock anybody. I unblocked somebody the other day after years because
they showed up with an olive branch, bro.
Yeah, they showed up personally to apologize. That's the only reason. There's like 600 people that are blocked on my Twitter feed. I've blocked a whole bunch of people over the years.
You got more people blocked than people have followers.
Yeah. No, I've blocked a lot of people. I don't waste time, dude. Once you're an idiot, I just block you, and then that's it. You're done. I don't need you. It's not like I need the aggravation. You know what I mean? So I don't mind. I don't mind if somebody takes a shot at me, and I don't mind if they say I'm wrong or I did this wrong or whatever, because they're usually right about something that I screwed up on, and I'm the first guy to tell you, yeah, I screwed up big time. But usually when you get blocked, it's because you're kind of being a real incredible idiot, and so you're being disrespectful. So yeah, definitely. Not because you called me an idiot, but probably because you said, I don't know, something about my wife or mother or daughter or something, and you were just being disgusting. And so, that really has no place in it. So yeah,
you got to go.
Blocked.
You got to go.
You got to go.
Go. You know what? Before I forget, because they were talking about the cheaters and the Raiders were mentioned, and Al Davis used to say, if you're not cheating, you're not trying to win.
Right. Yeah.
Personal info, back in the day, one of my drivers, Ro-Ro operation down in Port Everglades, first name Johnny, played for the Raiders. And, obviously asked him, hey, man, is it true about, like that cheating, this, that? And he said, Bill, electric conduit pipes with concrete poured in it, up underneath the pads. And the receivers and running backs would sit there with their arms open and Vaseline their body, their back, all that midsection. And the receivers, Fred Biletnikoff, the Stickum, yeah, man, that was like standing operating procedure.
Yeah.
Standard.
Sure.
But when he was telling me, yeah, man, they used to take electric conduit pipe, pour concrete in there, let it harden up, and put it in their arm pads.
Love it. I love it. Dean G chiming in on the super chat. Thank you, Dean G. Appreciate you, my man. We bleed aqua and orange. Love the Big O Show. Thank you, Dean G. We love you for loving us, man. Appreciate you. Rosendo Marco says San Francisco's defensive line is a good challenge against our young offensive line, especially with the 2 offensive line draft picks. Agree. Let's see. Matthew Walker says, I'm talking about somebody. He says, just let him know in a super chat message that you were talking about someone else. Oh, okay. Bro, Big O, I'm loving the Indianapolis Colts over 8.5 wins in 2020. Wow, that's because they made a great trade on the D-line. They brought in a quarterback. They drafted another one. I love I love having a quarterback dude running your team or somebody that respects offense, because Frank Reich trades for Jacoby Brissett, right? Then he sees what Brissett is, so he gets by with him. Now he signs Phillip Rivers the first chance he gets, and then he drafts Jacob Eason. So now Eason can sit and learn, right? And you're working on quarterbacks. You got a solid backup in Brissett, which is what he should be. You got a veteran starter in Phillip Rivers, and now you got a young guy that you're planning for in the future. When you've got a guy like Frank Reich running your team, I just think you give yourself a chance to win every week. And you have a guy that actually understands what the hell is going on in this sport and how important that position is. And for Jacob Eason, I'm happy for him, man, because this actually gives him a chance to become a quarterback in the NFL. Okay?
I hate the fact that you made me this guy, but didn't you tell me that you had an appointment?
Oh, yeah.
Are we?
Yeah, no, yeah.
Am I the bad guy?
No, we're good. We're good.
Okay, I'm just.
We're good. Yeah,
reminding you, bro.
Yeah, we're good. We're close. So I just wanted to, I just think it's a good thing. So 8.5 for the Colts in that division. I think you're onto something, dude. I think you're onto something because they did a nice job improving that defense and the offense overall. I like what they're doing in Indianapolis. Over 8.5, go for it. I can see them winning 9 or 10. I'm with you on that one. I could bet the Dolphins over 6 and the Colts 8.5 if I'm in Vegas. Big O, thoughts on Jay Cutler and what he said to his wife that was divorcing him because he was lazy. Well, you know what? We talk. This is a guy that has always been labeled as the guy that the body language says, I don't care, right? And she's just confirming what we've all thought from the get-go. That's all. I mean, he looks like that guy. He looks like the guy that is fine with hanging out. Now, here's where I've got to defend him, and I can't believe I'm doing this with Jay Cutler. Okay. He's a quarterback, bro. He made millions of dollars. He took a beating as a quarterback from high school to college to the NFL.
I can tell you firsthand, few years led the league in sacks, man.
Okay, so if he wants to chill out for the rest of his life, that's his prerogative, dude. He can pull the Bobby Brown. Is he lazy? Yes. Is he a guy that doesn't care? Yes. Christian Cavallari is just kind of confirming everything that we know. But on the flip side, if you've played in the NFL for 10 years and you've taken a beating, and I know you're young enough that you can go do something else, but if you have enough money in the bank that says, I don't have to do anything for the rest of my life, God bless you, bro. I'm 53, man. There's a part of me that, I would love to inherit enough money that I could just kick back for the rest of my life and do nothing. Okay? Maybe the most I'll do is go to concerts all over the world. That'll be my challenge or something. But there's a part of me that I think that, I've worked all my life. I'm 53 now. I've worked since I was a teenager. So, if you gave me a boatload of money right now and I can just sit on my ass for the rest of my life and just vacation and do nothing, I might be willing to do that. You know what I mean? So if you hit the lottery or you worked at a job that you earned, 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, $100 million, and it allows you to retire for the rest of your life, aren't you entitled to that? I'm just saying.
Wake up every morning and just go, oh, what the hell am I going to get into today? Where am I going to go?
I'm not a Cutler fan. But
bro, he was so lazy, that guy couldn't follow through when he threw a pass. Okay,
now
that's how lazy he was.
Now, here's the flip side. It's a reality star taking shots at me. So they filmed your train wreck, and that's work ethic? So they filmed your train wreck, and that's an example for me? Like, I'm supposed to use the losers on Jersey Shore as an example for my life? Or what she was on, it was called The Hills. You know what I'm saying? They're reality stars. That's not impressive. So your life is a disaster. So people filmed your life as a disaster because all you were doing is backstabbing each other, cheating on each other, calling each other names, whatever it was. They filmed it. It became famous. You made some money from it. And I'm supposed to take professional advice and career advice from your ass? So that's where the Kristen Cavallari thing, she has no credibility in my eyes, as it is. Cutler has no credibility in my eyes. But his ass made millions of dollars, not her, him. And so if he wants to, he's earned the right to do whatever he wants with that money, just like you have. If any of you out there inherit a bunch of money or you earned it by some crazy thing that you did, whatever you want to do from here on out, it's your money. So if you want to live in the Keys and hang out on a hammock every day and drink a beer and that's your prerogative, man.
So which is worse? So becoming famous because of being a slut and a porno slipping out, i.e. Kardashian, or because of being an ass on a reality show?
Yeah, it's all kind of the same.
Is it a tie?
Yeah, it's all the same. It's all the same. It's losers one way or the other. It does nothing for me. So Cavallari does nothing for me. Cutler does nothing for me, but Cutler made his money. So he gets to do whatever he wants. Flipper says, I'm calling 10 wins. That's what Michael Guerrero says. Alexa V says, facts. Oh, thank you. Big O, what do you think will our AFC East Division record be? Would you sign up for 3-3? I would sign up for 3-3. Why not? You know what I mean? Alexa goes, I hated that show. I never watched either one, so I don't know if, Jersey Shore or The Hills. I didn't watch any of that stuff.
Only reality
I don't watch it.
The only reality show I ever got suckered into was the Brett Michael thing.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I saw that.
And it's obviously my girlfriend in this.
Love.
Yeah, bro. It is just...
It's funny.
You got
it was just funny, all the train wrecks.
Yeah, man.
And the first season was the one where the woman crapped on the stairs. She lifted her skirt and took a dump. That's one of your contestants.
What a classy broad.
One of your contestants, she wants your heart by dropping a deuce. That's, only in reality shows. That's what I'm talking about. I mean, it's like,
This was one of her talents.
Yeah. Samuel Robina says, Bill, I have the Conor McGregor whiskey. It's called Proper 12. It's okay. It has a bit of a bite. I personally prefer Jameson or Tullamore Dew. I don't even know if I just said a bad word in another language or that really is a liquor.
It doesn't matter what the podcast, we could do that.
Yeah, no, I know. I know. But I always wonder about people throwing some stuff in there that I've never heard of.
Right.
And they're just, faking
Let's see
me
if
out.
we can get them to say it.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
No, thank you for the heads up, because I have been, wondering, obviously him being Irish, my Scotch-Irish self, that's where the origin is. Did he do a good job? And, just to get the heads up, thank you very much. I know I don't have to go there.
I won't play the schedule game, but I'll say this at least. On the Monday Night Football matchups, I like that they gave us the Saints at the Raiders, okay? Only because I want to see the Saints completely embarrass the Raiders at home. KC is at Baltimore, week 3. Week 4, Atlanta at Green Bay. That's a pretty good matchup. Week 8, Tom Brady and the New York Giants. Week 9, Pats at Jets. Not because I like either one, but it's interesting that I think both will be mediocre and they'll be on Monday Night Football. Seattle's at Philly. That's going to be an interesting one. Obviously, it's week 12, I'm sorry. Wentz needs to stay healthy. Would be nice. And when week 16, Buffalo is at New England. And I wonder if that could be a game for the division right there. How about if Miami is tied with Buffalo for the division, and we need to root for the Patriots to beat Buffalo so Miami can win the division? How screwed up would that be?
You know what?
But the good thing is the Patriots and the Bills wouldn't be making the playoffs, and Miami would be.
We've rooted for the Jets before.
That's true.
For that type of help, you know?
Yeah.
You just, hey, man, some weeks, man, make strange bedfellows.
Yeah. Yeah, no, you're right about that. All right, it is time to wrap it up here on the show. We thank all of you, as always, for keeping it locked here on the program and supporting us, as always. Duck Dog 1104, Alexa V, Anthony Perez, Omar Lopez, Rick Bagley, Julius 305, SM Fins, Dean G. Thank you all for helping us out, as always.
Another week of you guys absolutely blowing us away, man.
Yeah, super
Bottom
chat
line.
again. Stephen D. Felippis. Stephen D. Felippis, sir, yesterday your super chat donation was stratosphere. It was amazing, and we just want to give you a little more love. Thank you, sir. I appreciate you, as always. Appreciate you, Stephen, because you and your son have been hardcore listeners of ours, multiple stations, and now on the podcast. I can't say enough for all of you out there that stick with us through everything. The good thing is we're going to build this one together, and we're going to build it really strong. You guys be good out there. Be safe this weekend. Enjoy yourselves out there. Enjoy the families. We will see you on Monday. All right? Thank you, Bill. Thank you, Philippe. Excellent work by all of you.
Oh, another amazing week by you, brother.
You got it. And
lack of sports, man. I mean, the only thing we had, was the schedule.
Yep.
Wow.
Yep.
You know? Oh, Korean baseball, brother.
Korean baseball. Definitely.
Hey, thank you guys for your participation. You guys make this show.
That's right.
Y'all are awesome.
And thanks
Please.
to Larry Schlossberg, too, and
Yes.
all the great people out
Our
here.
sponsors,
At
yeah.
Craig Zinn's, Acura of Pembroke Pines. And remember, when you visit any of our sponsors, make sure you mention yours truly, okay?
You can hook up with O at 8 o'clock in the morning on Sirius.
That's right. Tomorrow morning, 8 a.m., channel 82 on Sirius. We'll be rocking from 8 to 11. Be good.
Please stay safe. Y'all have a good weekend.